hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
This is a special presentation of high school basketball on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High school basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Diefenbach Snacks, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Chick-fil-A, UECU, Overhead Door of Reading, Spots Insurance, Kuhn Funeral Home, Susan McFadden of Keller Williams Platinum Realty, Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf, Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society, Brad Coley, Goosehead Insurance, Huber's Auto Group, Financial Planning Advisors, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fightin' Phil's, and Celebration Villa of Exeter.
Now for all the action, let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Exciting matchup. Catholic with 2 losses, 7-2 are the Red Knights, and of course they will be at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium tomorrow afternoon for a game that was originally scheduled for Tuesday night. So the Red Knights in prime position. Red Knights, it's the Wilson Bulldogs. It's our high school basketball game presented to you by Savage Auto Group, and of course it is live on WEEU. Tonight's game and all the way through the Berks County in the district playoffs, you'll be able to watch all of our exclusive live coverage here thanks to our YouTube channel. You can watch high school basketball at its finest at our YouTube channel. That's 830 WEEU Sports. We're going to take a timeout. We get back. It's our Shell's Restaurant Dairy Swirl Miniature Golf pregame show from West Lawn after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County Sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com. No time to shop? No problem. Life can move pretty fast, but grocery shopping doesn't have to slow you down. Redner's Ready saves you time. Just visit rednersmarkets.com and use Redner's Ready to order your groceries online, and they'll bring them straight to your car. It's fast, easy, and contactless. Get your shopping done the smart way with Redner's Ready. Fresh, convenient, and friendly, and contactless convenience every time. Visit rednersmarket.com and start your order today.
Temperatures dropped and my heating wouldn't kick on, so I called Keith HVAC, Electrical and Plumbing. They had it running fast and at a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, Keith does it all. Honest, fast, professional. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Call Keith HVAC today. You'll be glad you did.
Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit keithhvac.com.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Between now and next Wednesday. But right now, Berks Catholic is the 1 seed and is lined up against the 8th seed, Schuylkill Valley. Muhlenberg is the 2 seed, lined up against number 7, Wyomissing. Reading is the 3 seed.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager fell victim to fake pills. Smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Where are these pills coming from, and how are kids getting them? Right from under our noses, crooks are targeting kids on social media and selling them counterfeit pills that could seal their fate with a click of a button. It may seem harmless, maybe it doesn't even seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. So before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that many fake pills contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information, visit talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. When you choose your passwords, make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. What? It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
Welcome back to West Lawn. We apologize that we had a little bit of technical difficulties from the audio side, and I didn't want you to miss anything that Rich Garcella was going to enlighten you on. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a reboot and get back into things. Obviously, our picture is there, and the picture tells 1,000 stories. You can tell by watching it. It is senior night here in West Lawn as the Wilson Bulldogs and the Reading Red Knights get set to square off against one another. Just to recap, Reading High's 14-5 overall. Wilson's 13-6 overall. Right now, that's important from the district standpoint, but not so much from the county standpoint because both these two teams will be in the BCIAA playoffs. Reading is at 7-2, a game behind Berks Catholic, a loss behind Berks Catholic, who has only one loss right now in division play after that great game we had for you last night between the Saints and the Mules that Berks Catholic came from behind and won it in overtime. Wilson, a half game behind the Red Knights with 3 losses at 7-3. So very much in the thick of things. These 4 teams, Berks Catholic, Muhlenberg, Reading, and Wilson, are all locked into the Berks playoffs. There's no doubt about that. 8 teams get in, and of those 8, 4 of them will be those 4 teams. The ultimate question is going to be, Rich, who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2, 3, and 4, because you really almost are choosing your poison. Who matches up? Who do you think you match up? I mean, you can't do a whole lot about it because you want to just win your games. But we talked about this a little bit with Matt Colgin. Like, he would rather, not many people would say this, I don't think, he would rather play a Reading-Muhlenberg from a style standpoint than a Berks Catholic. The old adage of styles make fights.
He feels like the Bulldogs match up better with Muhlenberg and Reading rather than Berks Catholic.
Correct. Too much of a mirror image in some ways in terms of pace of play.
That has nothing to do with what team is better, what team has more talent. No, it's just strictly from a matchup standpoint. Right now, and I apologize for those who heard this, but we've had these audio difficulties. This is how the pairings stand going into tonight in the county playoffs, which begin on Monday, February 9th with 4 boys quarterfinals. Number 8 is Schuylkill Valley. They would travel to number 1, which is Berks Catholic. Wyomissing is the 7th seed. They would travel to Muhlenberg, which right now is the 2. Antietam is the 6th seed. They would travel to Reading, which is the 3 seed. And then the 5 seed right now, today, is Exeter. They would come right here and play Wilson, which is the 4 seed. But again, a lot can change. There's a lot of basketball between tonight and Wednesday, which is the cutoff for the Berks County playoffs, Wednesday, February 4th. For example, Wilson has Reading tonight and Muhlenberg on Tuesday. They can improve their position in a big way. So that's just a preliminary way to show you what the matchups will be. They're the 8 teams. They're the 8 teams because one of those 4 teams in Division I is going to be the champion. One of them is going to have the second-place team. They've beaten all the other second-place possibilities in Division II. Wyomissing or Schuylkill Valley are the top 2 teams in Division III. That division championship is still to be determined, but they've both beaten the number 2 team in 4, which is Ole. So both of them are in, and Antietam will be the Division IV champion. They're in. Those are the 8 teams.
Right. So you have this one tonight between Reading and Wilson. Berks Catholic will host Reading High tomorrow afternoon. That is scheduled as a girls-boys doubleheader starting at 11 o'clock in the morning with the girls JV game and going up and through. The boys varsity game is scheduled for 3:30 tomorrow afternoon at Berks Catholic. Reading and Berks Catholic. And then a game we'll have for you on Tuesday night. Wilson will finish up at Muhlenberg. So there's still, as much as they're jockeying, there's still more jockeys that have to go through all of this between now and the end of the regular season on Tuesday night.
Correct. The big thing to remember is right now, Berks Catholic and Reading are the only 2 teams that can win Division I. Muhlenberg was eliminated last night because they've now lost the 2 games to Berks Catholic. So they're 2 games behind Berks Catholic with 2 to play.
Right, can't win the division.
They can't win the division. They can't finish ahead of Berks Catholic. Wilson has also lost to Berks Catholic twice. The same thing. They can't pass Berks. They can only tie Berks Catholic. Reading, though, if Reading wins tonight and wins tomorrow at Berks Catholic, the Red Knights can wrap up the division with a victory over Governor Mifflin Monday night.
And who would have thought that in December? I'm sure there's some Red Knight faithful who are scattered around this gymnasium who might not have thought that in December when the Red Knights were finding themselves. It's a young basketball team. It's the return of Rick Perez to the castle on the hill, all of that. But Rick Perez, knowing that he was going to have to buy himself some patience to kind of work things back to the way he wanted it to do. One of the questions we asked him before tonight's game was, is there anything about this that has surprised you? And he said, nothing's really surprised me, but he's just been happy with the consistent growth. And I think that's the key, that the Red Knights have gotten better, and in that process really haven't taken a step backwards.
Bob, if you would look around the Berks Conference, Reading clearly has made the most improvement from the beginning of the season to right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The Red Knights started 3-3, started slowly. They started to catch fire, get hot with wins over Exeter at home and Berks Catholic. They are 11-2 in their last 13 games, and there are quite a number of impressive wins in that stretch. They beat Muhlenberg last Thursday in Laureldale. They beat York. They beat McCaskey, Cheltenham, CB West. They beat Camden High School in New Jersey over the weekend. This is a team that is peaking at the right time, right here in late January with the playoffs 10 days away.
And one of the things that's made it very interesting for the Red Knights is, again, the youth aspect of it. Wesley Rosario is kind of the staple, the player who's been through the ropes now for 3 seasons for Reading High and the most experienced player. Then you look around at the other seniors who are getting playing time. Michael Portalatin and Kalik Weaver were 2 guys who weren't even on the team the last couple of seasons, but came out as seniors, and Rick Perez has found a home for them. But then you start looking at the sophomores, and we knew Justin Castro was going to be a big player for Reading High, and he's not disappointed. He's averaging almost 22 a game. Cameron Jones has stepped in nicely as a 10th grader. Javon Merriweather comes off the bench now for Reading High. He's become a nice bench piece for them. And again, they were missing him at times early on in the year. He was out for a couple games with a concussion. But the other piece of this for Reading is, and Rick Perez was very honest with us about this at the beginning of the season, that he had almost no confidence in his bench. There were times where he would look to his bench in a game and go like, I got to go to my bench, and look and go, I can't put him in this spot. I can't put him in this spot. I can't put him in this spot. But that has changed. Part of that is now that Merriweather's coming off the bench. That adds a bench piece. But he does have players who are now starting to be able to give him some time off the bench. If nothing else, just give him some minutes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Tajay Slaughter is a freshman. He's been playing more and more as the season goes on. And then a sophomore, Raven Rubio, just showed up about 6 games ago. Rick told us he saw what he liked from playing on the JVs, and he brought him up, and he's scored 29 points in 6 games, in the last 6 games. He's given them a little bit of a lift. So, yeah, they're a lot deeper than they were back in December, on December 19th, when Wilson beat Reading 52-44 at the Geigel.
So that is the Reading Red Knights in the scenario for Reading High. And we're going to take a timeout. We're back to West Lawn with more of our Shell's Restaurant Dairy Store Mini Golf pregame show with the Red Knights and the Bulldogs. We'll talk about the home team when we come back after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
No time to shop? No problem. Life can move pretty fast, but grocery shopping doesn't have to slow you down. Redner's Ready saves you time. Just visit rednersmarkets.com and use Redner's Ready to order your groceries online, and they'll bring them straight to your car. It's fast, easy, and contactless. Get your shopping done the smart way with Redner's Ready. Fresh. Visit rednersmarket.com and start your order today.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurants, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Welcome back to our Shell's Restaurant Dairy Store Miniature Golf pregame show here on WEU. Wilson and Reading High. We told you about the Red Knight scenario. The Bulldogs are 13-6 overall, 7-3 in the division. And the big question, look, if you don't know Wilson basketball, let me just tell you that it starts with defense. Most good coaches, and it is that way. But for the Bulldogs, it's different in this scenario this season. They're giving up 45.5 points per game. But the big thing is they have to be good on defense this year, because offense is a premium for the Bulldogs at this stage of the season. The question's always going to be for Wilson going into each and every game through 2026 is, can they get enough on the offensive side to win games?
That's been the question for ever since Stevie Mitchell left West Lawn, it seems.
Fair point.
They just go through these lulls in games where they struggle to score offensively. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that's all right. So, yeah, that's been a piece of this. So you've got the lone experience in Corell Akings as a byproduct of that, and so that's a part of it. And then the other piece of it is, where else is it going to come from? Early on in the season, it was senior Peter Kelfala, again, senior night tonight. Corell Akings and Peter Kelfala, both players who were honored tonight, along with the cheerleaders and the dance team members who were part of senior night and the festivities. So that's why we're a little bit late in the start of tonight's basketball game because of that. But then the other pieces are, Kelfala is at just under 10 points a game. He was their leading scorer early on. Akings is a player who has really not been maybe as consistent offensively as Wilson would have liked. But then, of course, there is the other piece of it, which is the evolution of Michael Glover, who's going to make his name on the football field, but is a factor on the basketball floor as well.
Yeah, Michael Glover can be a real force inside. He scored 24 against Muhlenberg earlier this season, and he's just very physical. And if he is finishing shots, it makes Wilson's offense that much better. He's a terrific presence inside for the Bulldogs, and as Matt Coldren said, it's amazing because he's the one guy who didn't do any of the offseason workouts in basketball because he was focusing on football.
Right, and for a very good reason. Michael just picked up his third Division I offer at the next level, and that's what he's going to play. And the reality of it is that he is going to play football. He's only a junior. Had them, and Wilson lost to Muhlenberg in a game we had here from West Lawn in the overtime game, and Michael Glover had 24 points in that night. And I could not help but think about the comparison of when Exeter went to the state final in 2023 and they had Anthony. He's not as tall as Anthony. Anthony was 6'6", or quite as wide, but just as strong.
Very strong.
Can be that impactful. Anthony was a football player who played basketball, but because of his physicality, and Michael Glover can do that.
He can do that.
And he's a matchup nightmare.
He is a matchup nightmare. We saw in the first game against Berks Catholic, the first game we did this season, Michael Glover had 10 points in the first half. Then didn't get him the ball enough in the second half, didn't score. They tried to defend against Muhlenberg, and it was 8 points, I can't remember.
Yes.
Something like that. Muhlenberg did a wonderful job defensively. Muhlenberg did a wonderful job defensively, and Muhlenberg can do that to teams. And so I think Glover is a real X factor, but I think it's the younger guys. Glover's a junior. Corell Akings, he is a senior. He's the senior leader of this team. But it's the sophomores, like a Mercado and like a Connor Moreland and a Kalen Cornish, and a guy who I think could be a factor, maybe not in the county playoffs, but in the district playoffs, is Gabe
Niembo.
Yep. But Gabe, we've both talked about it. We love the way he plays. He's got we've both talked about it. We love the way he plays. He's got unbelievably long arms, gets so many rebounds. Matt Coldren said he's done really well, played him a lot in non-league games, but he can't afford to have him and Glover on the floor too much. I think Muhlenberg and Berks Catholic just are a matchup nightmare with two bigs.
And so that is a little bit of the Red Knights and the Bulldogs. We're going to take a timeout. We get back in our Shell's Restaurant Terrace for a mini golf pregame show. Rich Garcelle has his keys to the game. We'll get you your starting lineups and get you the tip-off. We're back to West Lawn on WEEU in Reading.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage door? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Hey Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets and chunk cookies, perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, at Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A catering. In Sparry, see restaurant for details.
WEEU is a credit union of Pennsylvania. What it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, WEEU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for WEEU membership through our partner association, Pennsylvania Consumer Council. WEEU, banking that understands home.
Support your Berks County community purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allen, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Welcome back to our Shell's Restaurant Dairy Store Mini Golf pregame show. It's time for our keys of the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to the real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. Red Knights and Bulldogs. Marcel has his keys to the game.
For the visiting team, the Reading High Red Knights, Rick Perez gave me 4 P's. I'm going to go with 5 P's.
Look at you.
How about that? The first one is pace. Obviously, they want to play at a much faster pace than the Bulldogs. Physicality. They've got to be physical. That's their strength. Physical defense, physical. And then the third one is paint wars. And that is, they're not shooting
paintballs
involved.
No
paintballs involved here. It's just going to be who wins the war in the paint. And the last one, and this is a really important one for protect the basketball. That's the last one he gave me. Because Reading has like last week in their critical win over Muhlenberg, committed 22 turnovers. They can't afford to do that in this game because it's going to be a little slower pace. Turnovers means a lot fewer points. The fifth one for me is poise. They've got to play with poise. Before I get to the Wilson keys, Reading, minutes when they came out, will be without Wesley Rosario, their second leading scorer. He is not sick, Rick Perez tells me why he's not playing after the game.
Yes.
He did play Saturday home team, the Wilson Bulldogs. And God bless Matt Coldren, printed them out for me and everything tonight.
Even with little keys on it.
Little key, yeah, there you go. The Bulldogs want to compete for everything for 32 minutes. And for everything for 32 minutes. And that's critical. And that's critical against the Reading and against. If you decide to play half a game, you're going to be way behind because those kids from Reading and Muhlenberg, they play from start to finish. Rebounding, just like for Reading, rebounding is going to be a big key. Meant the Bulldogs to attack and not to wait for the basketball to come to them. Third thing is turnovers. He set a target. We got to be under 14. They won in 14. They won in December at the Geigel with 18. 18 is the magic number tonight. The fourth key, clear the ball and pick each other up. That's going to be important for the Bulldogs. Clear the ball and pick each other up. That's going to be important for the Bulldogs.
They're 42-44. We had the game for you early on in December. 44. We had the game for you early on in December. Red Knights have not lost a league game since early on in December. Red Knights have not lost a league game since then. They have run off 7 straight, including that impressive victory last Thursday night against Muhlenberg. They won it 74-68, but I will remind you that the Red Knights had a double-digit lead well into the second half on Muhlenberg's home floor. So Reading High may be playing basketball right now. I'm not going to say peaking yet because they don't want to think peaking at this point in time. So it's the Red Knights and the Bulldogs, and here are the starting lineups for tonight's game, presented to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 110 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Manuel, a taste of Italy right here in Reading. So for the Red Knights with Rick Perez, now back, and this is 13th season overall. He had a 12-year run, took a couple of years off, was the assistant with Matt Flowers in Muhlenberg, and now back with the Red Knights. So now he is zeroing in on 300 victories, the all-time winningest coach program in Pennsylvania history. Red Knights looking for program win number 2,295 tonight if they can pull down the victory. And Rick Perez has led them to 295 of those wins to this point. Losses. He's won 6 county titles. Coldren has won 7. I guarantee you that both coaches know exactly that number. That one knows he won more than the other.
That is true.
Rick Perez has won 5 District 3 titles, and of course etched his name into a state championship in 2017. Came back in 21 and 23 to do the same. Michael Portalatin, 5'10 senior, is at one starting spot. We will assume that Javon Merriweather will jump into that starting lineup. We talked about Merriweather coming off the bench, but with Rosario out of the mix tonight, we assume that Javon Merriweather will join into that, and I can tell you now for assurance that he will be. So it's the 6'2 sophomore Merriweather, Cameron Jones, the 6 foot, with Justin DeCastro, 6'2 and a junior, and Jameer Jacob as well. DeCastro at 21.7 a game, Merriweather at 13 a game, Jones at 6 points a game, but that has been increasing of late. Portalatin is the ultimate scrappy player inside of 3.4. Jacob could be a factor because he is somebody who can give up that physicality and maybe try to match up with Glover inside. He can score some points as well. He's averaging 7.2 points per game. For the Bulldogs and their 25th year head coach, Matt Coldren, of course, he was a 1990 graduate here playing under Reggie Weiss. Went on to play at Kutztown University, returned JV coach and assistant coach for a long time, and now only a few wins away from tie and matching the ultimate victories for Reggie Weiss as a head coach. Reggie is fourth football history, totaled up of 564, 458 of them were with the Wilson. And Matt Coldren is now 13 behind Berks County boys basketball. And the Bulldogs have gone pretty much with this starting 5 throughout the season, all the way back since we first saw them, all the way back in the early portions of December against Berks Catholic. Corell Akings, 5'10 senior, playing in his final home game of the regular season here for the Bulldogs at 11.9 points per game, along with Nashar Mercado, the 5'9 sophomore who's evolved into the point guard for the Bulldogs. Peter Kafala, 6'2 and a Michael Glover, 6'3 and a junior, and Nemo McLean, 6'2 are the other starters for the Bulldogs. Akings at 11.8 a game. Kafala's at 9.9. Glover's at 8.1. And 0.1. McLean, a defensive specialist, averaging just about 3. Basketball team. Matt Coldren, youth off the bench, but he will bring a number of sophomores and juniors and can go out to get about 10. And if my memory is correct, Rich, I think that was a big piece of the win in that game against Reading High, is they were able to get 11 of those bench players, gave them some quality minutes in that win over Reading High.
Yeah, I think, did you say 10
Yep.
players scored
Correct.
that night? Yeah, everybody contributed to that victory. It was a come-from-behind victory. Wilson was behind at halftime, after the first quarter, 14-5. Back, defeated the Red Knights by 8. Red Knights looking for revenge tonight.
Tip-off tonight's game is presented by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. A fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they have you covered. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. The power of choice is yours. Call their team today, 484-848-6088. Great crowd on hand in Wilson. Stands are pretty well full. Good turnout by the student bodies, and wrapped around the track that goes atop here at Wilson High School. Craig Lavigna, Tim Negrini, Adonis Fleming are our officials. The ball is in the air, and the Red Knights in their visiting red with a black trim will control the tap against the Bulldogs. Jones left alone, top of the key. Bang, Red Knights are on top, 3-0.
Wasted no time in giving the Red Knights an early lead.
Bulldogs had a little bit of hesitation out of the tap as to assignments, and they left Jones alone, and he makes them pay for it with his 14th 3 of the season. To the baseline, to the rim, and home is Nemo McLean.
Aggressive move by McLean along the baseline. Saw a crease, went through it, scored.
Just said to McLean, more the defensive player. Kafala goes for a steal. DeCastro goes around him, up with a shot, no good. Glover pulls down the rebound. And now a collision. DeCastro went for a steal back and runs right into Carell Akings and commits a foul.
Without Wesley Rosario available tonight, DeCastro has to stay on the floor. He cannot get into foul trouble. We've seen that at times during. Careful with the fouls.
Bulldog basketball, they lead it 3-2. Again, it's Akings, Glover, McLean, Mercado, and Calfalo, the 5 on the floor. They trap Mercado up high. He gives it up for Akings. Around for Calfalo. Pull the trigger on a 3. That's off the rim. And rebounded by DeCastro. Red Knights back the other way. We're a minute change in. Reading on top 3-2. Jones, who had the 3 for the Red Knights. Off the screen. Drives inside. Dumps it for DeCastro. Pull-up jumper from the baseline. Up off the rim. And voila. Good look for DeCastro. Couldn't get the touch. Here's Mercado in the open floor. Portalatin guards him. McLean lobs it inside for Calfalo. Double team help by the Red Knights. Poke it out of bounds. It'll stay Bulldog ball.
DeCastro's got to be careful, too, that he doesn't carry the shoulders and not try to do too much without Rosario.
Again, Rosario averaging just at 13.5 points per game, but a 3-year starter for Reading High. That is the one aspect. We talked about this in the Muhlenberg game, that they really do have a secondary point guard in Cameron Jones. So without Rosario on the floor at all, Cameron Jones at least can be their primary ball handler. Here's Mercado. He's in trouble. Almost had it taken away by DeCastro. Flip around. Akings open for 3. That shot is gathered up by Merriweather. Up ahead looking for DeCastro. In traffic. Makes the catch. Makes the layup.
Nice look by Javon Merriweather. DeCastro scores in transition.
His first field goal gives the Red Knights a 5-2 lead. We're 2 minutes in. On the run out, on the rebound on the floor by Javon Merriweather to get it started for Reading High. Mercado had an opening to put on the brakes, pulls up for a jumper instead, blocked and fouled. Getting a foul away from the basketball.
It might be on Glover. Let's see. Going after the rebound, It is.
Michael Glover knocked 2 different players on. First time he's probably done that.
No, we know he's done it in football for sure.
So the foul on Glover gives it back to Reading High. First foul against Wilson. 5:35 left to go in the first. 5-2 Red Knights on top. Jones trying to get by Mercado. Lost the handle on it. Glover picks up the loose ball. Glover in the open floor and a 2-on-1. Behind Mercado, Red Bulldogs will give it right back.
Really nice defense by Mercado. Got the steal, and then Glover tried on transition and missed them. Out of bounds.
The Red Knights get it right back on the Bulldog turnover. DeCastro right elbow Joe, and Glover pulls down another rebound. Again, Glover in the open floor. This time he gives it up for McLean. Help comes in Akings. Akings sees an opening. Akings drives, kicks it back for Calfalo. The trailer is no good, and DeCastro has the rebound. Great look for Wilson, comes up empty. Merriweather back the other way. He'll wait for help. Swinging around for Jacob. Jacob goes right by Glover, up off the rim. No. Up ahead for Calfalo. Catch. No. On the Jones pulls down the rebound. His long outlet pass up ahead for DeCastro. He'll lay it off the glass and score.
End-to-end action here, and a timeout, Wilson.
Early timeout for the Bulldogs as the pace of the game has gotten not to the liking of Matt Coldren and Wilson. He'll call a timeout. We'll take one with Wilson. 4:40 left to go in the first. 7-2. Back to West Lawn in 30 seconds.
Temperatures dropped and my heating wouldn't kick on, so I called Keith HVAC, Electrical and Plumbing. They had it running fast and at a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Heated them ever since. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. Keith does it all. Honest, fast, professional. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Call Keith HVAC today. You'll be glad you did.
Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit keithhvac.com.
Interesting, Rich, before the game, both Rick Perez and Matt Coldren separately talked about the pace and Wilson being able to control the pace of a game. Red Knights have controlled the pace early on.
Yeah, so far, in a little more than 3 minutes, it's been played. The game's been played at Reading's pace, no doubt about it. Reading now in its trap, half-court trap.
And a 7-2 lead to show for it with 4:30 now left to go in the first quarter. Good ball movement. McLean, a better pass for Glover. He rolls it in for 2.
Yeah, they've had a couple shots, layups go in. They would be even tied, or with Wilson would have a lead. Glover there with McLean.
Pulls the Bulldogs back to within 3 at 7.
clean.
Pulls the Bulldogs back to within 3 at 7-4. Michael Glover's first field goal. DeCastro trying to get by Kelfala. Can't do it. Tries to back him down. Dumps it inside for Jacob. Great look. Great finish.
What a pass by DeCastro.
9-4 Red Knights as Jameer Jacob gets his first 2 of the night. That's 2 of the night. Halfway through quarter number 1. At 1-2-2. Here's Kelfala. Nowhere to go. Kicks it back for Mercado. As he and Akings play catch. Akings, a long 3 is money.
That was a good 27 feet, and it hit nothing but net.
37th of the season for Corell Akings. Pulls the Bulldogs right back to win a deuce. Huge bucket for Akings. DeCastro on the crossover gets tangled up and fouled. Going to assume this is going to be on Kelfala. It is. His first, Bulldogs second. Not a shooting foul. Substitutions for Reading High. It'll be Raven Rubio, who was a JV player up until a couple weeks ago, into the game for Reading High, 6'1 sophomore. Into the game for the Bulldogs comes Kaylor Cornish, a 6'1 sophomore.
And Lockhart.
And Jaden Lockhart as well. Here's DeCastro, partially blocked by Kelfala from the corner 3. Kelfala closed out and got a piece of it. Pull the ball back. Lockhart, Akings, Glover, Kelfala, and Cornish out there right now for Wilson. Looking for a tie or a lead with a 3. Loose in the middle of the floor. Cameron Jones pulls it away for Reading High. Up ahead for Merriweather. High off the glass. No. Rubio with a putback. That's also no good. And Kelfala pulls down the rebound. Again, Reading High will take this pace all night long if they can force.
They could run occasionally, but not like this.
7 our score. Red Knights on top. Wilson trying to change that with the possession. Lockhart drives. Merriweather recovers. Glover comes high post. Kelfala low post. Merriweather hound guard. Eventually gives it up for Cornish. It gets it right back in the corner. 2:25 left to go. Can't get baseline. Now he's trapped in the corner. Dumps it inside for Glover. Glover going to back down Jacob. Trying to get him up in the air. Can't do it, and a foul.
Yeah, Glover was keeping the ball away from Jacob as Jacob tried to get the steal. He made contact and drew the foul. Jacob's first, team second.
And Glover went with a pump fake, and Jacob did a great job of staying on the floor, but then he went for the reach in, and that's where he got called for the foul. So his first foul is the Red Knights' second foul, and with that, Jacob will come out, and into the game comes 6'2 freshman Taji Slaughter. Wilson inbounds. Also in the game for Wilson is Gabe Niembo, 6'4 sophomore. So Glover and Niembo on the floor at the same time. Now we're going to whistle and a foul away from the basketball. Jockeying for position down low. It's going to be on Slaughter.
Good. Maybe trying to guard Niembo, or maybe Glover, because the two bigs are in now for Wilson. I was blocked out.
I heard the officials say grabbing the jersey. So it was pretty much a holding penalty on Tajay Slaughter, trying to hold on to Michael Glover. Bulldogs with the basketball, still down by 2. Cornish, again trying to get by Merriweather, gets it to Glover at the high post.
Reading so good at overplaying the lanes.
A long possession here for Wilson. 1:50 now left to go in the first quarter. Cornish, nowhere to go. Now he's trapped in the corner, and now he has it taken away by Rubio. Dribbled himself right into the spider's web, and the Red Knights
get inside to Glover.
DeCastro goes right at Glover, and a fadeaway for 2.
Pretty move by DeCastro. He's got 6. He's got a boatload of Reading's field goal attempts here in the first quarter.
6 of their 11 with 1:20 left to go in the first. Red Knights on top, 11. Glover, long way for the basketball. Reading High happy, sets a screen for Akings. On Slaughter guards him, he fights his way inside, taken away by Cameron Jones. Up ahead for Rubio. Bulldog turnovers here in the first. Jones with a floater in the paint, up with a soft touch.
Off balance, but open in the lane. Jones.
Talked to the pregame show about the emergence of Cameron as he gets more and more comfortable, and here's a trap and a foul. Again, the Red Knights imploring the trap, but a foul.
I think it's going to be on Rubio? On Jones.
So that's the first on Cameron Jones.
Bob, it's not just the pace up and down. It's Reading's defense is making Wilson play faster than a lot of turnovers, trapping the ball. Wilson, the last time down, tried to get the ball inside of Michael Glover, and the Red Knights came away with a turnover.
Michael Portalatin back into Castro out. Inbounds, and a dangerous one is knocked out of bounds by Cameron Jones. It's going to stay Bulldog basketball, but Reading using the opportunity with a 6-point lead in the final minute of the quarter to get to Castro a little bit of a breather. And with that, Dushar Mercado will check back in now for Wilson. 48.3 left to go in the first. Red Knights on top. Cornish, Niembo, Calfalo also back into the game. Glover out, along with Akings and Mercado. And there's the trap right away into a trap, but there's the foul that's going to put Wilson on the
Portalatin. You're right, 15 foul. First on Port.
So the good news for Reading High is they're distributing the foul. But now with all of those fouls, let's put Wilson on the free throw line. Mercado will be the first. He's an 85% free throw shooter. Sophomore's first is good. His first point of the night. With that, DeCastro back in for Reading High. So it was a brief stop on the bench for DeCastro. With 40.8, Red Knights figuring they're going to get the ball back now. Get DeCastro back on the floor. Mercado's second free throw is 18-9 game on the first. McLean back in now for Wilson. Bulldogs going to pick up full court here in the final 40 seconds of the first period. Castro bringing the ball up the floor, guarded by Calfala.
I would say Reading would want to play for one, and that's what it looks like.
That's what they're going to do. They've spread out the offense. A little four corners look here for the Red Knights. DeCastro and Jones out near half court. 15 on the clock. 12 off the screen, works his way through traffic. Wasn't expecting it, keeps it alive. Kick out Merriweather for three, no. And that will end the look they could have hoped for. A wide open three for Javon Merriweather. It rolls off the rim. And that is way an action-packed first 13. Wilson 9, high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group continues with WEU and right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
High school basketball at 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading. We get started quarter number 2. 13-9 is our score. Reading High on top of Wilson alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool, live from courtside here at West Lawn. Great atmosphere, just like last night's night at Berks Catholic. Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium was standing room only, so too the night here in West Lawn. Bulldogs with the basketball. Trouble. Keeps it alive. Michael Glover inside. Michael Glover off the glass. No. Calfalo with the offensive rebound and a putback for the Bulldogs.
Nice hustle by Peter Calfalo.
Goal pull, and there's a turnover. Wilson gets it right back. Down inside they look, but it's taken away. Jones with another Red Knight takeaway. Up ahead is DeCastro. Up off the glass, nobody's fouled.
That's his second.
Turnover is the story of quarter number 1 in this column for the Wilson Bulldogs.
No doubt about it. Wilson with 4 turnovers and 6 fewer shots than the Red Knights. Red Knights just with 1 turnover in the first quarter. Again, turnovers have been an issue for Reading throughout this season. Committed 22 in that win over Muhlenberg last week. Rick Perez says he thinks that it's trending downward as the Castro. The key for Wilson, Matt Coldren said one of the keys was keeping the turnovers under 14. So far, the Bulldogs have 5.
DeCastro, a 75% free throw shooter in the season. Reading as a team is at 70%. That's one of the things about Rick Perez's teams over the course of his last several years and his great run. They have been a really good free throw shooting team, consistently at around 70% as a team. DeCastro makes 1 out of 2, makes it a 3-point game again in favor of the Red Knights at 14-11. 45 seconds into period number 2. Mercado with the basketball along with Akings, Glover, and a drive by Mercado, no good, but a foul is called. They're going to call this an offensive foul on Nashar Mercado. We're going the other way.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Looked like Kalik Weaver, I think, had position, who's in the game for the first time.
And with that, Jameer Jacob will come back in now for Reading High. And Merriweather will take a breather. So the Red Knights get it back after what is now another turnover for Wilson on the offensive foul.
And that's 6. Again, Wilson committed 18 in that win over Reading back in December. I don't think they can afford 18 turnovers tonight.
Jones quickly pushes up the floor, has McLean in battle mode, and then stutter steps and goes right back by him.
Beautiful move by Cameron Jones.
Had him on his hip, put on the brakes, little stutter step, and went right back to the rack. Cameron Jones with 7. Red Knight lead is 5. 16-11, Reading High on top, 6:40 to go in the half.
Reading's defense keeps pushing Wilson's offense further away from the basket, too.
They force it inside to Glover, who had a retreat to catch it. Here comes the trap around Glover. Strong enough to kick it to the corner. McLean for 3, no. Fight for the rebound, and DeCastro has it for Reading High. Red Knights push it up the floor. Kalik Weaver into the game for Reading. Tried to save it, but could not. Stepped on the end line. Red Knights turned over. Just the second for Reading High.
No, third. Second this quarter. Bob, it's clear that Rick Perez's strategy, defensively at least, is because when he gets the ball, they're not only denying him the ball, but whenever he gets it, he's being double-teamed and triple-teamed.
Another of the talented sophomore class where Wilson checks in for the first time in Connor Moreland. 6-foot 10th grader. There's a ball poked away by Weaver. Mercado, another of those sophomores, just retreated into the backcourt. So it's Glover, McLean, Akings, Mercado, and Moreland on the floor right now for Wilson, down by 5. Glover out on him. Looks inside. Kick it back for Moreland. And back for Akings. Drives. Fade away. No. Glover flies inside. Gets the rebound. No good. Tipped out by Jacob. It'll stay Wilson basketball. Played a volleyball move there and just slapped it away. And so it'll stay Bulldog basketball. Merriweather back in. Porta Latin out for Reading High.
Wilson's had at least 3 shots, 3 close shots roll off the rim here so far in the first.
5:35 left to go in the half. Mercado drives in, stripped by Weaver, and off the foot of Mercado, turnover Bulldogs.
Great defense by the Red Knights so far. We talked about Muhlenberg's defense in the second quarter at Berks Catholic last night was a clinic. So far, the
stoppage for Wilson. 5:20 left to go in the second quarter. 16-11 Red Knights, and they've got the ball. Jones inside, and a look and a find as he finds Weaver underneath. Timeout Wilson.
What a pass by Cameron Jones.
Red Knight lead reaches 7. Its largest leads to a Bulldog timeout with 5:15 to go in the second quarter. Back to West Lawn after this with Reading on top 18-11.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
So Matt Coldren, who likes to save his timeouts, so he has them down the stretch, has used 2 with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, he can't let the Red Knights get this one get away from them because the last game, this is when Wilson made its comeback, started making its comeback in the second quarter. They were down, the Bulldogs were down 14-5 after 1 and cut it to 3 at halftime. They've got some work to do here the rest of the second quarter.
They've got the basketball down 18-11. Again, the Red Knights' largest lead. Connor Moreland drives into a sea of Red Knights, and one of them is going to get called for a foul. There were 3 Reading High players there, and one of them will get called for the foul, and it's Merriweather.
Yeah, that's the first team foul on the Red Knights, and it is a non-shooting foul.
So lots of people have fouls in this game, but nobody has more than one, as Merriweather picks up his first. Rubio back into the game now for Reading High, and Weaver out. Inbounds for the Bulldogs. Looking to cash one in. Again, only 2 points so far here in the second quarter for Wilson. And it was the first 2 points of the quarter. Moreland on the catch. Gives it back for Mercado. Along with Lockhart, Akings, and Glover, the 5 on the floor for Wilson. Mercado calls Lockhart out high, swings around Moreland, catch and shoot three, no. Long rebound, tipped around, loose on the floor. DeCastro comes out of the pack on a 2-on-1 to Rubio, back to DeCastro, no, but a foul. Well executed 2-on-1 break, sends DeCastro to the line.
Again, transition, long rebound, Reading's offense kicks it in the high gear. Scoring opportunity here for DeCastro at the line.
They do not bother to take time to shift into gears.
No, they don't. No, it's one gear, high.
The foul, by the way, was on Mercado, so he becomes the first to pick up 2 fouls. DeCastro back at the free throw line where he misses the first again. So 75% free throw shooter, second time to the line. First time he missed the first, made the second. Now he misses the first here. And with that, for the first time into the game comes Ronaldo Gonzalez. Another of the Bulldog bench will come in. And again, with Mercado picking up 2 fouls here. DeCastro at the free throw line for the Red Knights, shooting a second. And makes that as well. So 8 for DeCastro, and the lead is 8. 19-11 Red Knights on top. Here comes the trap. Lockhart dribbles himself right into another trap. There's 3 Red Knights around him. They've got numbers. Gonzalez going to go right through everybody for 2.
Wow, just came into the game. We haven't seen much of him, but he had no inhibition, went right to the rack.
Red Knights had a 3-man trap back there, so once they got it out of that trap, they had numbers, and Gonzalez didn't need anybody.
Gonzalez caught the ball at midcourt and went right to the rack, and Reading just turned it over.
Jones tried the no-look pass, but he didn't fool the Bulldogs. Wilson picked it off. A 6-point game, and here comes Gonzalez again. Up ahead to Akings. This one's deflected out of bounds. Great hustle by Rubio to get back and knock it out of bounds.
What a recovery, because he came from the backcourt to make that play, knock the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, because Corell Akings was looking to tee up a 3 in the corner if he caught that cleanly. Gonzalez will do it instead, and he banged it home. 5 for Ronaldo Gonzalez in a matter of seconds.
Instant offense.
And here's Merriweather to match it, and he does.
Yeah, you cannot leave Javon Merriweather alone from three-point range.
His 29th of the season, the sophomore pushes it up to a 6-point advantage for Reading High, 22-16. 3:35 left to go in the second quarter. Here's Moreland, and back for Lockhart. There are 5 sophomore class members on this Bulldog team who've seen a lot of minutes, and one of them's given a spark tonight, and it's going to be Gonzalez. Moreland knocked away momentarily. Glover keeps it alive by just tapping it back out to Akings. Another long 3 for Akings, this one off the rim.
So many tip passes by the Red Knights, their trademark.
3:05 left to go in the half. Red Knights 22, Bulldogs 16. Jones around for Merriweather to the baseline for Rubio. Tries to get past Gonzalez, who bumped and fouled him.
Nope, stepped on the line.
Oh, I stand
Turnover.
corrected. So Gonzalez with the defensive play that forces the turnover as Rubio stepped out of bounds. Jacob out, Slaughter back in for Reading High. DeCastro also out, and Portalatin in. So the Red Knights opting to take both Jacob and DeCastro, as a couple experienced players, out with a 6-point advantage. And still 2:50 left to go here in the second quarter. Lockhart sees Slaughter at him, puts on the brakes, looking for some help, dribbles around him to Glover. Glover in the paint, going to put up the shot. Nobody around him. I'll take it myself.
Yeah, he didn't look at the basket at first. He looked to pass it, and then he realized, I got an open 8-foot shot here.
4 for Glover. The difference is 4. 22-18, Reading High on top. 2:25 left to go in the second. Bulldogs in a zone?
They are.
It's a 2-3 zone. It's not
Very
something
unusual.
you expect. There's Merriweather from the corner. Skip pass and knocked away by Gonzalez again. Another turnover for Reading High. Akings ahead of the pack. No, but he's fouled by Rubio. Darrell Akings will shoot 2 to climb the Bulldogs a little closer.
And Bob, let's not forget this. This started with Ronaldo Gonzalez coming off the bench, driving down the middle of the defense for 2, and then making a 3. He has fueled this little spurt by the Bulldogs.
And he's made 2 good defensive plays.
He
He
sure
forced
has.
Rubio to step out of bounds, and then he comes up with that steal.
And suddenly Reading has 5 turnovers in this quarter.
Akings at the free throw line, where he's a 68% free throw shooter, makes the first. Akings had the long three-pointer in the first quarter for his only points up until then, and this is going to be a timeout. Another quick 30-second timeout from West Lawn. When we come back, Corral Akings at the line, and the Bulldogs down by 3.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
22-19 our score. Wilson trailing Reading High with Corral Akings at the free throw line for the Bulldogs. 2:06 left to go. Rick Perez opting to call the 30-second timeout here for the Red Knights. Just feeling this one getting a little bit too close.
Getting a little sloppy with the basketball. 5 turnovers here in the second quarter. I think he wants to make sure they go back to what they do well instead of forcing things offensively. Defensively, they've played very well. They're playing very well.
Also using the opportunity to get to Castro and Jacob back out on the floor as well. 2 experienced players and 2 key pieces of the offensive puzzle. With Akings shooting a second free throw that is also good. So 5 for Akings. It's a 2-point game. 22-20. In a game that Wilson had trailed by 8. But since then, a 9-3 run for the Bulldogs. Inside of 2 minutes to go here in the quarter.
Wilson's still in that zone, Bob. Really unusual move by Matt Cauldron.
Red Knights going to work it around the perimeter. Not going to be in a hurry here, and they threw it away. Tried to force it inside. Red Knights another turnover, but Jones gets it right back. Feeds it up ahead to DeCastro. Up. Nobody's fouled. Cameron Jones has at least 3 steals tonight.
Yeah, he's got terrific hands. Looks like this is going to be on Gonzalez, his first.
DeCastro back at the free throw line. 2 out of 4 at the stripe, all here in quarter number 2 for Jocelyn DeCastro. Junior averaging 21.7 points per game. He's been in double figures for the Red Knights in each and every game this year. He's also had over 20 points, 11 out of out of Reading's 19 games so far this season. Really has emerged on the Berks County landscape in terms of a prime time scorer as a junior. And again, misses the first, makes the second. Same pattern all 3 times. Makes it a 3-point game in favor of Reading at 23-20, 1:35 left to go in the second. Jones guarding Akings. Great matchup. There's those hands of Jones. Just pokes it away.
Incredible defensive player. I mean, Kingston McCoy is a terrific on-the-ball guy, but Cameron Jones may have the best hands on defense in the county.
But now they get Akings off the ball. Hope to try to screen him on instead. But Lockhart now handling the basketball. Glover at the high post. Going to come out and set a pick for him. Now he's in a trap. He finds Glover. Glover to the baseline for Gonzalez. And nothing doing. Reset. Gonzalez drives into traffic and travel with it. First mistake the sophomore's made. He made a big impact in this game, but he got kind of caught up with a little bit too much of trying to do it by himself and turned it over.
9 turnovers for Wilson. Again, the target was under 14 for Matt Cauldron. It doesn't appear that's going to happen.
The 2 teams have combined for 11 in this second quarter, which now has a minute left to go, and the Red Knights still on top, 23-20. Reading has never trailed in this game.
The game has been played mostly at Reading's pace, but the score is at Wilson's pace.
Exactly
they don't
right.
score a lot of points, and it's 23-20 here in the last minute of the second quarter.
Yeah, and that gets right back to the turnover column.
Yep.
And the Red Knights will look to be contented and hold on to the ball here for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what Rick Perez is telling his guys.
Wilson's going to sit back in his zone. Wilson, any foul, puts the Red Knights on the line to shoot 2.
Rick Perez is probably thinking, we want to go to the locker room with the lead.
Yep. So now Merriweather comes high post. Doesn't matter. This is all window dressing till we get to about 10 seconds.
And I think Matt Cauldron is happy with this, too.
Yeah.
If they could get a stop here, he'd take that being down 3 at half.
Jones drives, dishes back for Portalatin, blocked by Glover. Ball's rolling out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs. Michael Glover with the rejection.
Yeah, I thought Porter Latin had a layup, and Glover's left arm came out of nowhere. That big left arm swatted it away.
2.2 left. Red Knights with the ball and an inbounds for a bucket to try to get to the locker room with an extended lead. Out to Merriweather. Good if it goes. It does not. And that will send us to the break. After 2 quarters of basketball and the great rivalry that is Reading and Wilson on the basketball floor, it's the Red Knights headed to the locker room with a lead. 23-20, Reading High on top. Back to Wilson with our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show after this.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Tale of 2 quarters, and really tale of a couple different games, really, in that first half. All things were Red Knights in terms of the pace of Pele and forced Matt Coldren to burn a couple of timeouts. And the Red Knights had things cooking when it was 19-11 Reading High about halfway through quarter number 2.
And then Ronald, instant offense, Gonzalez, Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, came in, and we haven't seen much of him.
No.
And he came in, and first of all, Reading looked like they were going to force a turnover. They had 3 guys at the top of their zone, and one basketball, I think it might have been Lockhart, and he threw the ball to Gonzalez at half court, and Gonzalez went right down the middle of the lane, no hesitation, scored a layup, and on the next possession he buried a 3 and got the Bulldogs back in this game. So right now, Ronaldo Gonzalez has given the Bulldogs life.
Yeah, for sure. 5 quick points off the bench. They made a couple of nice defensive plays that helped get the Bulldogs back in it. But the interesting thing is that it forced Matt Coldren to do something, 2 things out of his comfort zone. 1, two timeouts in the first quarter and a half, and then a zone defense. But it worked.
It worked because it created turnovers. Reading didn't handle the zone defense as well as it did man-to-man. The reason the Bulldogs got back in this game, besides Ronaldo Gonzalez, is that Reading committed 6 turnovers in the second quarter. It's been a key, it's been a thorn for the Red Knights in their losses, especially earlier in the season. But even last week against Muhlenberg, committed 22 in that thrilling victory. They can't afford to commit 20 turnovers tonight and win the game, I think, because there's not going to be as many possessions. To underscore the 6 turnovers in the second quarter, they only had 5 field goal attempts, and they made 3. Justin DeCastro got to the line 3 times, but that was it. They didn't get many scoring opportunities, and that allowed Wilson to get back in this game.
And the reality of it is for Reading High, we're talking about how Wilson got themselves back into this game, but the reality of it for Reading High is you go into the locker room, you played 16 minutes on the road in a hostile environment, although it's not necessarily hostile because there's a lot of Reading High fans here, but in this environment, and you never relinquished the lead. You had the game, you had the lead for 16 minutes.
And they're playing without Wesley Rosario.
That's also true.
They're the heart and soul of their team, their second leading scorer.
Right.
Who,
3-year starter.
3-year starter. He is in street clothes. He is, as we said earlier before the game, he's not sick. He's not injured. Rick Perez wouldn't tell me, wouldn't describe it as a disciplinary issue. So we're not sure why he is sitting out, but he is in street clothes. He is not playing. And the Red Knights seem to be inspired by his, like, you know, they're playing for him, it seemed, early, building that 19-11 lead, but the Bulldogs have chopped into it and made it a 3-point game.
And so when you look at the scoring column and Justin DeCastro is leading him in scoring, that doesn't look anything different than most Reading High basketball games. But the player, we mentioned this briefly in the second quarter. We talked about it a lot last week in the game against Muhlenberg. The addition of Cameron Jones and the evolving of Cameron Jones gives the Red Knights a second point guard on the floor, because Cameron Jones is the point guard of the future for the Reading High Red Knights because he's just a 10th grader. But he gives them a presence on the floor. He did make 1 or 2 of those turnovers, but he made up way more than that on the defense because he forces so many turnovers as a defensive player.
He gets more deflections and more steals than any player in the county. There's no doubt about it. The way he is so good defensively. I still think Kingston McCoy is the best defensive player in the county overall, but Cameron Jones at the top of that Reading defense is a nightmare for offenses.
Yeah, he is the embodiment of a gym rat. That kid just loves to play the game of basketball. There is no doubt about it. He's got 7 points to go along with his excellent defensive play in half number 1. 23-20 is our score. Reading High on top. We will take a timeout. We're back to West Lawn with more of our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show after this.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
I will.
Welcome back to our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show. Again, Justin DeCastro leading the way for the Red Knights with 9. Cameron Jones with 7. 3 for Javon Merriweather. 2 each for Jameer Jacob and Caleb for Khalik Weaver for the Red Knights, and their total of 23. For the Bulldogs, 5 points for Carell Akings and 5 for Ronaldo Gonzalez. Rich mentioned that a moment ago with that spark off the bench. 4 for Michael Glover. 2 each for Peter Calfala, Nashir Mercado, and Nemo McLean, and the Bulldog total of 20.
Bob, you mentioned many times tonight what a great crowd it is tonight, and we're grateful not only for the people listening on the radio, but for the people who are watching our broadcast on YouTube. You know, we're happy to provide that service to the people in Berks County watching.
Yeah, the numbers have been great. We certainly appreciate it. We're glad that you found both aspects of what we do here. We don't care how you find us. You can find us on the radio. You can find us on YouTube. And again, just a reminder, we will continue with this coverage, both radio and video stream on our YouTube channel all the way through the Berks County playoffs and the District 3 playoffs as well. Our coverage will continue the PIAA playoffs, but unfortunately we are not able to bring you video coverage in the PIAA playoffs. We would if we could, but we can't, so we won't. But we'll give you radio coverage just like we do each and every year. But all the way through the county playoffs, again, a quarterfinal on Monday for the boys, the quadruple header from Santander Arena. We'll be there for all four of them. And then, of course, the girls and boys county championship games on Saturday, February 13th from Santander Arena on the BCIAA playoffs. Tickets, get them, come out and watch some great basketball through the Berks County playoffs. Boys and girls, there's going to be some interesting games for sure. We were here on Monday night to see Tuesday night, supposed to be Monday. There was snow, in case you missed it. It was Tuesday night with Wilson and Governor Mifflin. Those two teams are certainly going to have an impact. Wilson Bulldog girls basketball team looks really, really solid.
Yeah, they're a very good team. Very deep, athletic, and experienced. They seem to have it all. They are definitely the team to beat in the Berks Girls League.
Second half of our game is presented in part by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing cost of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Got an issue going on with Jameer Jacobs in his uniform.
I don't know if there's blood or I have no idea, but one of the officials went over to Rick Perez before the half started looking at it.
Had to be. I don't think you could think of.
I can't think of anything else.
There must have been blood visible on his his short, so Slaughter is in now instead.
Yeah. So Rick's gathering his guys again. I guess somebody must have seen blood either on his
leg or on his
uniform. It's hard to see because they're all
red uniforms.
Maybe it was on his leg. I don't know, but he went. It looked like he went back and maybe is changing. But Slaughter's going to start the second half for the Red Knights, at least for the time being.
So it's Slaughter, DeCastro, Portalatin, Merriweather, and Jones for Reading High. Glover, Calfala, McLean, Akings, and Mercado, the five for the Bulldogs. Reading with the basketball to start. They lead at 23-20. Bulldogs are going to stay in that 2-3 to start. Swinging around for Portalatin. Now into the corner for Merriweather. Calfala closes out on it. Looking for the baseline, nothing there. And backing around to the top between the circles for Jones. Jones drives and then kicks. Swinging back and around for DeCastro. Drives right into the teeth of the defense. Keeps it away. Dumps it inside for Slaughter. No. DeCastro with a rebound. Ripped out of his hands by Mercado. Flings it up ahead for Akings. Akings poked away by Jones. Regathers. And ball loose on the floor. Bodies all over the floor. We'll wait for the whistles.
As we wait, Jameer Jacob corrected whatever issue he had. And
I don't see any bandages, so it had to be the shorts.
Maybe the shorts, yep.
So he's in, Slaughter quickly out, and it will be Wilson basketball. After a great play by Nashir Mercado to take it away for the Bulldogs. And Wilson will get it back after the tie-up underneath the bucket. Wilson looking to cut it to one. Oh, they throw it away on the inbounds. Nobody there when Glover went to inbound it. They cut away from the basketball.
Miscommunication. That's the 10th turnover by the Bulldogs, and that was, without question, unforced.
So both teams' first possession of the second half is a turnover. The Red Knights get it right back. We're 45 seconds into period number 3. So Rick Perez had the opportunity at least to just figure out how they want to attack the 2-3. Because you can't go into a game against Wilson thinking you're going to see a zone. Here's DeCastro from the foul line off the back iron and into the hands of Michael Glover. Glover puts the ball on the floor, takes it up himself.
Matt Coulter told us before the game they were going to play man-to-man and switch.
Akings for the tie as well. Short. Calfala picks it up and puts it home. Peter Calfala's second field goal. Both of them offensive putbacks. And here's Merriweather on the other side. Thought about the three. He'll wait for help. Wilson is within a point. 23-22. Here Merriweather will take the three. No good. McLean has the rebound. Wilson a chance to take its first lead as Mercado pushes it up the floor. Kicks it out for the corner for Akings. Harrell drives, gets some space. Fade away. No. Rebounded by McLean. Up. No, and a foul. Nemo McLean will head to the free throw line with a chance to give the Wilson Bulldogs their first lead of the game in the third quarter.
Bob, right now, at least in this first 2 minutes of the third quarter, and even the late in the second quarter, Wilson's getting to the loose balls, whether it's rebounds or balls on the floor knocked loose. They seem to be the aggressors here in the last 2, 3, 4 minutes.
McLean's first is no good. McLean this is his 7th and 8th attempts of the season from the free throw line. Senior been a starter since the beginning, but again, more known for his defense than his offense. He makes 1 out of 2, and we are tied. First time, 23-23.
Wilson on a 12-4 run right now that's probably spanned about 5 minutes of game action.
There's 6:05 minutes left in the third quarter. Red Knights 23, Bulldogs 23. Jones off the screen, open for three. Red Knights back up on top.
He was lining that up. He had his eye on the basket the whole time. Cameron Jones having a wonderful night.
His second three of the night, his 15th of the season, and he is the first in double digits with 10. 6th time this season. Calfala going to try to match that, and he does. Even again at 26 on the three by Peter Calfala. His 13th of the year.
Geez, Bob, it's hard to believe. Another close game in Division I.
Again, last night, Muhlenberg maybe thought they might be comfortable. That changed in the fourth quarter, and the Saints won it in overtime. DeCastro drives right at Glover, has to go to the fadeaway, no good, and McLean pulls down the rebound.
McLean suddenly has come alive, especially on the boards.
Here's Calfala, catch and shoot for the lead, yes! Calfala with 8 in the quarter and 10 in the game, and the Bulldogs are on top. 29-26, Wilson in the lead for the first time tonight with 4:51 left to go in the third. Timeout Red Knights. When we come back to West Lawn, Bulldogs on top by 3.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA-crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
4 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and Wilson has the lead for the first time as Peter Calfala has banged down 2 threes in a row for Wilson to take a 29-26 lead.
Interesting, Rick Perez has just put Kalik Weaver into the game. He had a big basket in the second quarter for the Red Knights.
So along with Weaver, it's Cameron Jones, Justin DeCastro, Javon Merriweather, and Jameer Jacob, the 5 on the floor. Weaver, the senior, to the baseline, kicks it back for Jones. Jones drives to the baseline for Weaver. Kick it back. Merriweather doesn't take the three. Gives it to Jones for Jacob. To the baseline again for Weaver. Trying to attack that zone for the baseline. Swing it back for Jones, but it's out of bounds. And a turnover running high.
Yeah, I couldn't see, but they've got to find a way. If Wilson's going to play a zone, the Red Knights have to find a way to get Javon Merriweather shots from three-point range because he's got to be open. Because especially with Wilson concentrating on stopping things inside.
Mercado pushes the ball up the floor, trying to get by Weaver. Now looking for somebody to come to the basketball. No traps right now for the Red Knights. Calfala thought about the three again, drives instead and missed it. Ball is loose on the floor. Jones pulls it away. Back come the Red Knights. Kalik Weaver swings it around for Merriweather. To DeCastro in the corner for three. No. Ball is tipped and out of bounds. Last touched by Wilson. It'll be Reading High basketball. Jay Slaughter will check back in. Jacob out with the 4-minute mark right now on the scoreboard here in West Lawn. 4 minutes left to go in the third. Wilson 29, Reading 26. Jones, the inbounder, looking for the back door, gives it for DeCastro instead. Trying to get by Kelfala, uses his shoulder to do that, gets his own rebound, back up and scores, and a foul. Put the shoulder right into the chest of Kelfala, gets the bucket and a foul.
Great persistence by Justin DeCastro. Missed the shot, it just rolled off the rim. He didn't stand to watch it. He went after the rebound, got it, finished, and got fouled, has a chance to tie the game.
He's been in double figures in every Reading High basketball game of the season, including tonight, the 20th game of the year for Reading. And DeCastro with a chance to add to it. Kelfala picked up the foul. It's his third, so he's coming out, and he has been huge in this third quarter for the Bulldogs, scoring 8 of their 9 third-quarter points. DeCastro at the line to try to make this a three-point play. And he misses the first free throw. He misses the free throw again. He's missed and made every attempt at the line. It's a 29-28 Bulldog advantage. Ronaldo Gonzalez, who gave him that spark, who comes in for Kelfala, along with Kaylor Cornish for Wilson. Cornish hounded by DeCastro, poked away from behind. Red Knights have it back on a 3-on-2. DeCastro up, blocked. Red Knights keep it. And a drive and a foul. Mercado blocked the first one for DeCastro.
That was an incredible block by Mercado on DeCastro, because I thought DeCastro was going to score. Fouls on Gonzalez, by the way. But what a play by Mercado.
We'll put Tajay Slaughter at the free throw line. Freshman looking for his first points of the night. 5 for 8 on the season at the line. First one is good. Makes a second. Red Knights are back up on top.
And before that, Wilson's possession, it was a turnover waiting to happen when Cornish was dribbling the ball up in the backcourt.
30-29, Tajay Slaughter makes them both. Red Knights are back up by 1 with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Mercado, Akings, Glover, Cornish, and Gonzalez, the 5. Mercado drives, Slaughter blocked it. Ball is loose on the floor, and Slaughter comes up with it. The 9th grader with the rejection for the Red Knights. Youth being served tonight. We're seeing 9th and 10th graders coming up big. 2 of them out top of the Red Knights in Merriweather and Jones. One of the reasons why Reading High continues to progress with the youth. Weaver dumps it inside for Slaughter. Goes right at Glover. Lost the ball. Lost his balance. Kept the possession.
Wow, I thought that might have been a travel, but
ball
here
loose,
we go.
Loose again. Glover's down there, and bodies are on top of him, and I think they're going to go to the possession arrow.
No, it's going to be
Foul.
against Reading. It's going to be a foul against Reading. That's a turnover for the Red Knights. It's going to be on Slaughter.
Slaughter's second. Red Knights second.
Again, Red Knights now have 10 turnovers. Wilson with 11.
Mercado out. Jaden Lockhart comes in now for the Bulldogs. Red Knights have the lead. Wilson has the basketball. Give it to Glover. It's surprised they're not trapping him. As now here get the ball to Mercado. Now they're going to trap Lockhart. Akings has it, and a timeout Wilson.
Yeah, wow.
Matt Coldren's clock was ticking a little bit faster than the players on the floor, and Matt didn't want to see a 10-second violation, so he calls a timeout. The Collins with 2:24 left to go in the third. We're back to West Lawn after this with the Red Knights on top of the Bulldogs, 30-29.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Well, just because we can't get enough of it, we have another game in Division I still left in the regular season schedule on Tuesday. These Wilson Bulldogs will be in Lauderdale to take on Muhlenberg. It'll be interesting to see. We talked about this a little bit last night, Rich. Back-to-back difficult losses for the Mules. The game last Thursday we had for you against Reading, and then the overtime loss last night against Berks Catholic. to see how Muhlenberg responds on Tuesday night against Wilson.
Yeah, because the game probably is not going to be for the division championship as they had hoped it would be. Probably it's just going to be positioning for the county in the District 3 6A playoffs. It'll be interesting to see, how the Mules react. Two very, very difficult losses. Last night, I thought they were in control of the game. They were up 9 with less than 3 minutes left. Berks Catholic tied it and then won it in overtime.
Here comes the trap on the inbounds by the Red Knights. Lockhart gets it to Glover, who gets it up ahead for Akings, and the Bulldogs finally beat the pressure. Not that it's going to go away in a half court. Here's Gonzalez! Ronaldo Gonzalez with the baseline finger roll.
I mean, talk about unlikely.
Right back up, the Bulldogs are by 1. Merriweather to change that from 3, no good. Cornish pulls down the rebound. 31-30 Wilson, 1:50 left to go in the third. Ronaldo Gonzalez with 7. That matches his career high. Before it was against Conrad Weiser. This against Reading High in the tail end of the regular season.
And came into the game with his team down 8.
Glover kicks it to the corner. Gonzalez buried the 3.
My. This is nothing short of miraculous.
10 points and a foul on the other end. Wipes out the bucket before Reading High could score. 34-30 is our score.
Sean Glover, that's his second. Bob, Ronaldo Gonzalez is 4 for 4. And he looks like he's averaging 20 a game. He has no hesitation whatsoever.
Youth is bliss. He is not rattled at all. Inbounds pass for DeCastro. Trying to get Gonzalez up in the air. He gets him up in the air and gets a foul on him.
Yeah, and Gonzalez has 3 now.
DeCastro at the foul line yet again.
And I never thought I'd say this when the night started. Wilson can't afford to lose Ronaldo Gonzalez.
He's got 10 points and 2 threes. And now 3 fouls as DeCastro back at the line. This is the 5th trip to the line tonight for DeCastro. The last one was to finish off a 3-point play, and he makes it. He's got a pattern going on right now. Miss, make, miss, make. Trying to change that here after making the first one. 12 now for DeCastro. Minute 17 left to go here, still in the third period. And the second is also good. Red Knights down by 2, 34-32. They'll pick up full court. Akings looking for somebody. It's Lockhart. Trap not there yet. Lockhart will push it up the floor by himself.
And at a time,
to go in the
he
third.
did a much better job. Instead of waiting for the trap to come to him, he attacked the trap.
The money man right now with the basketball in his hands, and Ronaldo Gonzalez. And thrown almost into the backcourt. It was deflected in the backcourt, and they'll let it roll out of bounds. Last touch by Reading High. Carell Akings just kind of took his losses and let it roll out of bounds.
Great hustle by Khalik Weaver. Almost came away with a steal.
So Bulldogs lose some positioning. They're now all the way back against the full court pressure for Wilson, or for Reading, excuse me, inside of a minute to go in the third. Again, Lockhart on the clear out will take it himself.
See if Wilson tries to play for one.
Been a great third quarter for Wilson. They were down 3 at halftime. They're up by 2 right now, and 40 seconds to go in the third. Gonzalez going to pull up for 3, blocked. That was blocked by Slaughter. Here comes Weaver back the other way. Try to get it up ahead for Rubio. Deflected out of bounds by Lockhart. Reading High will keep it. 31.7 left to go in the third. Shamir Jacob back in. Javon Merriweather back in. Slaughter and Weaver out. So Rick Perez going a little offense and defensive substitutions here to get Jacob and Merriweather back on the floor with 31.7 left to go in the third. Inbounds for Rubio. They fell asleep and Rubio made him pay.
Yeah, absolutely. Wilson caught flat-footed. Cameron Jones to Rubio for the tie.
34-34 with now 20 seconds left to go in the third period.
Here comes the trap.
Lockhart beats it by getting it to Glover, who gets it to the corner for Gonzalez, who Euro steps to the baseline. No. McLean with a rebound. Kick out Akings for 3 in the lead. No. Deflected up in the air. Out of bounds. It's Wilson basketball with 2.5 left on the third quarter clock. Every possession treated like gold by both teams.
Yeah, this is.
They'll get Kafala back on the floor for his offense with 2.5 left to go.
Bob, we talked last night after the Muhlenberg-Berks Catholic game. Reading and Wilson have a lot to match this. They are matching it right now. Tied late in the third quarter.
Inbounds for Kafala and a foul.
Yep. They have fouls to give.
Yes, they do. They have 2 fouls to give. They just took one of them. It's to Castro.
That's just his second.
Team's third. Now Slaughter will come back in probably for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
To commit a foul. They'll get to Castro out so he doesn't commit the third. 2 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Wait a minute.
They took time went off the clock. I don't know if they're going to put some back. It was two and change left on the third quarter clock. Right now it says exactly 2.0.
And that's what I think Craig Levigna is coming over and
2.5.
Put some time back on the clock.
So they'll adjust the clock, which is to Wilson's advantage, gives them at least
half a second.
2.5 as opposed to 2.
Good catch by you, Bob McCool.
Sometimes I see things.
Seems like you've been doing games for a while.
Lockhart, the inbounder, has to go all the way out to half court to Akings. He will not get there. Bangs it off the glass, and after 3 quarters, Wilson 34, Reading 34. It'll be decided probably in the final 8 minutes. We'll have it for you when we come back with more high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group live on WEEU in Reading.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
We get set to start quarter number 4. We are even. And if you look at the numbers, they're even everywhere. 34-34 on the scoreboard. According to the professor, Rich Garcella's shooting numbers are even. Turnovers are all but even as well.
Yeah, just another close Division I game. I don't know how many we've seen this year. It's been a lot. But after last night's game, I didn't think Reading and Wilson could match Muhlenberg and Berks Catholic, but this one looks like it's going down to the end again.
Just for what it's worth, if you're liking what you're seeing, there'll be another one tomorrow. We unfortunately can't bring it to you, but Reading High plays Berks Catholic tomorrow afternoon. That's scheduled for a 3:30 tip. It's a girls-boys doubleheader. Back in that 2-3 zone after to start the fourth quarter for Wilson. Reading High going to deliver it, and Jones off the screen for 3, rattles it home. What a night for Cameron Jones.
Cameron Jones, he's 5 for 5 from the field with 3 threes.
And 13 points and nearly a steal.
It'll
be a 2-on-none. DeCastro will slam it down.
And that was started by Cameron Jones.
DeCastro with 15 to lead. 5 quick ones for Reading High and a foul on the other end.
I think it might be on Rubio. Let's see. Yep.
Raymond Rubio picks up his second. Obviously the first foul against either side in the fourth.
Let's remember that little segment. Cameron Jones hits a 3, then gets the steal and feeds Justin DeCastro for the slam and a 5-point Reading lead.
And Rubio
he
picked it out of the air on the inbounds, which they blow the whistle on. You got to give him space.
Yeah, I think he reached over
Correct.
the sideline, and this is a warning.
It's
going to be a warning. Yep. Yep, it's a warning.
He simply can't go over the end line or out of bounds, and that's exactly what the official explained to Rick Perez.
It's the right call. Rick Perez agrees.
Yeah.
He's not arguing it at all.
Nope. Gets the explanation, says, okay, I'm in. And Bulldogs will keep it. This officiating crew, by the way, outstanding job tonight.
They really are doing a great job. There's a lot of action.
And a lot of interested spectators.
Yes, there are a lot
in
of
both the
interested-
basketball, and in officiating as well.
Yeah.
Bulldogs around the perimeter. Mercado for Cafalo, and a big third quarter for Wilson. Gives it up for Mercado and now for Akings.
Glover has Rubio on his back.
Skip pass for Akings. A tough catch. A great job by Akings to keep it alive and a foul.
What a play. That is an incredible catch by Corell Akings. Not only catches the ball, has the presence of mind to go up, and he drew the foul.
An interested spectator on the first row. Saw him do that a little bit on the football field. Chad Henne taking in the basketball game tonight here for the Bulldogs. At putting Corell Akings, who had a great season for Wilson, on the football field at the free throw line.
Third foul on Jameer Jacob, by the way.
Corell Akings just picking up an offer for Shippensburg over the course of the last couple days to continue his career. See where he ultimately decides to play. Akings makes the first of two. First points of quarter number 4 for the Bulldogs. And a 2 for 2 for Akings. First points of the second half as well for Akings. He's got 7 in the game. 39-36 our score. Red Knights on top.
See Wilson staying in that zone. Let's see if Reading does the same thing. Keeps the ball out near midcourt and runs some time. Try to get Wilson to come out of that zone.
A minute and a half into the fourth. Here's De Castro. Tough shot on the fadeaway and money.
Man, that was, wow, degree of difficulty very high.
Drove right at the defense and then stepped away for the fadeaway from the baseline for pure silk. And a 17-point night for De Castro makes it a 5-point lead again for Reading High. Said it from the beginning of the season, Justin De Castro is a flat-out scorer. Here's Akings trying to get away from the defense of Rubio, who gets called for the foul. It's going to be his third. It's also the Red Knights' third here in the quarter. Not a shooting foul. Bulldogs will inbound underneath.
A lot of time left. Reading just has one foul to give before Wilson's in the bonus.
Chase Glover all the way around the back. It's been a quiet second half from Michael Glover. Foul on the post-up. Little fadeaway for him, and that's good.
He was wide open, and I thought McLean missed, or Mercado missed him, but he finally found him, and Calfala finished.
Peter Calfala having a huge second half for the Bulldogs with 10 of his 12 points. Pulls Wilson back to within 3 at 41-38. 5:30 left to play. Ton of time.
And what's happened here is Wilson's going to stay in the zone because Cameron Jones hit a tough 3 and Justin De Castro hit a tough 2. So I think Matt Coldren's content to stay in this zone.
Jones on a skip pass, and it was right between two players, and neither one moved.
It's the 11th turnover for the Red Knights. Each team, well, Wilson is 12, Reading with 11.
De Castro and Weaver were both there, and they both kind of stepped away from the basketball. So it's a turnover for the Red Knights.
Little discussion, between Justin De Castro and Cameron Jones. It was a little miscommunication.
Sure.
That's all. It would happen.
Here comes the trap, and it's in the corner for Akings. He gets through it, and a travel to get there. So Wilson will turn it right back.
That was a turnover waiting to happen. Corell Akings, triple teamed. Pinned in near midcourt and the sideline.
Michael Portalatin checks back into the game now for the Red Knights. Weaver comes out.
We haven't seen much of him tonight.
No. He was huge in that game for Muhlenberg. Not in the point category, but he gets so many rebounds.
Yes,
he's
he
not
does.
that big, and he's asked Rick Perez before the game, who's his best on-the-ball defender, and he said Portalatin or Jones. Jones has been that tonight. Here's a takeaway for Akings. He gets it right back. Akings out of trouble. Akings to the rim. No. Battle for the ball. Bodies on the floor. Still loose. And out of bounds. Nothing is free and nothing is easy.
No, this is, and this is jump ball. I'm not sure whose ball
Possession
it is.
is Wilson.
Okay.
Rick Perez was trying to call a timeout. Now he's saying, I don't want the timeout. He was just trying to get the timeout for the possession.
If the officials ruled that one of his players had possession, but I don't think anybody had possession. That was an absolute rugby scrum.
Yeah, it was. So it's going to be Wilson basketball on the possession arrow. Bulldogs down by 3, 4:42 to play. These guys are all going to sleep well tonight. Whew. Rich and I will be out like babies.
Except one. Here we go.
There's a backdoor find to Calfella. No good, but he's fouled by DeCastro.
Great pass by McLean.
DeCastro had no choice but to foul. That's the smart play to make Calfella earn it at the free throw line, because otherwise it was a layup.
Yeah.
It is number 3, however, on DeCastro.
And the 4th team foul. They need somebody on the line here.
So Peter Calfella at the free throw line for the first time tonight, 73% on the season.
You talked about guys are going to sleep well tonight. Reading better sleep well. They've got a game tomorrow afternoon at Berks Catholic.
That is a very good point. Calfella pulled a string on that one. I don't know exactly what happened on that. It just looked like he had to guide it, something. He's a 75% or 73% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he didn't even hit the rim on that. It's the first shot. Yeah, well, Adonis Fleming. Yeah, trying to explain.
They're trying to say because it didn't hit anything. It's a violation. It's a violation. It's the first shot.
Yeah.
There's Merriweather in the front court. 1 out of 2 for Calfella makes it a 2-point game. 41-39. 13 for Peter Calfella. 4:25 still left to go in the ballgame. Bulldogs extend that zone a little bit with Akings going all the way out to half court. Jones goes around him to the baseline. DeCastro into the paint. Gets a man up in the air. Shot is good.
Great move by Jocelyn DeCastro into the lane.
As frantic as Reading likes to play, DeCastro is never rattled when the ball is in his hands.
He really isn't. He never looks out of control or anything like that. Always has his eye on the rim.
Halfway through the 4th, Red Knight lead is 4 again on the bucket by DeCastro. Here's Mercado the other way, and another 10th grader coming up big.
I'm not sure that's the shot Matt Coldren would want, but he's not complaining now.
He liked the result, maybe not the technique. But the bucket by Mercado is 3rd and 4th point of the night. Gets it right back to a 2-point game. 3:30 to go. Kids have stepped up big tonight.
Sure have.
In a game of kids. There's a foul by Calfella. Went for the steal. Got some hands.
It's only the first team foul for Wilson, but it's the 4th foul on Calfella.
And he has been so big for the Bulldogs. Go back to the pregame show and talking about Wilson and where is the offense going to come from. Yeah. Calfella has refound his game tonight. Was a double-digit scorer all throughout the beginning of the season, but that point average it dipped below 10 a game. But again, he's got 13 tonight, but now 4 fouls. Jones forces the defense and then kicks it back for DeCastro, gives it right back to Jones between the circles.
Jones has done an outstanding job running this offense with Rosario absent.
DeCastro regains his dribbles, goes right at Glover, kicks it for Jacob in the corner. No. Rebounded by Mercado. Up ahead for Calfella. Calfella stripped by Jones. Jones tried to save it, but he could not get it in bounds, and it will go right back to Wilson. Calfella and DeCastro ran into one another after the whistle inadvertently. So it'll be Bulldog basketball. Down by a deuce with 2:59 left to play in the ballgame. Cameron Jones is shaken up a little bit. Pointing to the bench saying he call a timeout. He's hurt a little bit. The Red Knights are going to accommodate him. So Reading High had some timeouts to give. We'll keep it here. Cameron Jones shaken up on the play. And so he asked either to come out or call a timeout. So they call a timeout. So the Red Knights with 2 timeouts left. Wilson as well. You're listening to high school basketball at 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Don't forget more basketball coming your way Tuesday night with Wilson at Muhlenberg. We'll have it for you live here on the radio and a free video stream as well.
Reading coaches are questioning the score, but that's the score. Yeah. The scoreboard has it right according to what you have and I have.
Yes. There was a moment where they put up an extra point for Wilson, but they fixed that immediately.
Yeah, it's 43-41 according to my tally.
Yes. So they're just double checking to make sure points are correct. Either that or it's timeouts. But you say it's time. You say it's
no,
points.
It was points.
Okay.
It was points.
So Brian Bankert, who has been with this Reading High coaching staff for a while, he's smiling. I think he just went over a piece of candy.
Maybe the candy man.
The candy man, who is the scorekeeper for Reading, never disappoints with the candy. And I think Brian Bankert just had a sweet tooth moment. I'm just, thinking out loud.
Could be.
43-41 is our score. Following the Red Knight timeouts, Bulldog basketball. This is a great atmosphere of basketball the last 2 days.
This is just so special. And I'm glad to see big crowds back-to-back nights.
Have not disappointed. We've had great numbers watching it. Hope you're watching it and enjoying it as well. Wherever you're finding high school basketball and however you consume it, we're glad to be a part of it. Bulldogs, the McLean. Looking inside. Nothing there. Back to Mercado.
Glover was waiting for the ball. He had an opening there before DeCastro recovered.
Along with Kelfala, Glover, and Akings, the 5 on the floor. Kelfala fakes the 3. Trying to get by Jacob and cannot. Now it's Akings. Left wing, guarded by Jones. Bulldogs known for their patience. Inside for Glover. Poked away by DeCastro. Red Knights get it back. Tried to force it inside to Glover. DeCastro from behind, poked it away. 2:20 left to go. Jacob to the corner for Weaver. Along with DeCastro, Jones, and Slaughter, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights. Jones, skip pass for DeCastro. 2 minutes left to go. Red Knights can now afford to be patient. There's a foul.
Yep, looks like
Only
it's
the
going to be Akings.
seconds on the Bulldogs.
On Akings.
Number 1 on Akings.
Bob, I got to say this. We know Reading loves to play at a fast pace. They are showing tremendous patience, especially here in the fourth quarter on offense, working the ball around, waiting for the right time for the opening, whether that's a Cameron Jones 3, a Justin DeCastro 2 on the baseline, whatever it may be. But they've done a really nice job not forcing the issue.
Javon Merriweather back into the game for the Red Knights as Slaughter comes out. Merriweather has it on the left wing. Kicks it back for Jones. 1:50 to go. As the 2 10th graders play catch. Skip it around for Weaver. Jones. Trapped. Steps between it. Skip pass for Jacob. Red Knights just playing keep away right now and doing it very well. And there's a foul. McLean got a hand on it and some contact as well. Emil McLean picks up his first, Bulldogs third. So Wilson has one more foul to give before they put the Red Knights on the line. And 1:35 left to go. This keep away game is something that Rick Perez implemented. He ran into a lot of dismay from Reading High fans for a long time, but they've come to accept it. This is what they do at the end of quarters.
But they're really spreading the floor really well, except
There's
here.
Kelfala got it poked away. Jacob dove on it, and a timeout called by the Reading bench.
Rick Perez really quick on that. As soon as Jacob fell on the ball, timeout.
As soon as he nosedived on the I said football because that's what it looked like.
That's what it looked like.
But on the basketball, Jameer Jacob sells out, and Rick Perez immediately called the timeout. And now the Red Knights only have one left, but they get the basketball after the takeaway, the near takeaway by Kelfala.
That was a near takeaway. Yeah, that could have saved the game. Let's see what happens. Jacob's play there could have saved the game. What a tremendous hustle and effort by the junior.
So Wilson has 2 timeouts left. Reading has 1. Again, it's a 2-point advantage for the Red Knights. Any foul by Reading puts Wilson on the line. The Bulldogs have one more foul to give before they put Reading on the line.
Reading working the ball around against this trap, trying to get a layup or an easy shot. So far, they haven't been able to do it, so they're content with running clock.
So it will be Reading High basketball following the timeout. Justin Castro leading the way for the Red Knights tonight. 6 1/4, 19 in total. Cameron Jones in double figures with 13.
You know, Bob, I mentioned in the first quarter, the Castro has to be careful not to try to do too much. And he really with Wesley Rosario out, and he really hasn't. He's played within himself and has had a wonderful game.
Peter Kelfala leading the Bulldogs in scoring with 13. And as we all expected, Ronaldo Gonzalez also in double figures with Wilson with 10.
Yeah, everybody predicted that.
Bulldogs going to trap themselves now, and they force a turnover.
Yeah, that was
Castro travel with it.
He did.
Following the Red Knight timeout, they turn it right back. With 1:14, Wilson down by 2 gets the ball back. Kelfala, Glover, Mercado, Akings, and McLean. Matt Colgin starting 5 on the floor right now.
I'm surprised Mr. Offense, Ronaldo Gonzalez, isn't in the game because they're trying to get the ball into Glover.
Right.
The Castro has been guarding him, and now it's Jacob.
Glover sets the screen now.
There it
Screen
is.
and roll for Glover. Turns to the bucket and a whistle and an offensive foul on Michael Glover. DeCastro draws the charge.
What a play by DeCastro. What a play.
Turn it back to the Red Knights with 59.2. Substitutions both ways.
Let's remember that. That could be the play of the game. What a play by DeCastro. In addition to his offense, so smart, draws the offensive foul on Michael Glover.
Kalik Weaver in for Reading. Kaylor Cornish in for Wilson. Long inlet pass, and he's going to throw it right back.
And that's going to be down here because nobody touched it.
Correct. They're going to right back underneath Wilson's basket as Cameron Jones went for the home run ball, and it was over Weaver's head and all the way out of bounds. Nobody touched it. It went the length of the floor, so it goes right back to where it started, which is underneath Wilson's bucket.
4 turnovers here in the fourth quarter by each team.
Glover out near half court for Kelfala. Skip pass to the corner for Akings. Fakes, drives, up and under, no. Kelfala put back, no. Kelfala's second is
And
good
a foul.
as foul. Peter Kelfala crushing the offensive glass. Will be rewarded at the foul line with a chance to give the Bulldogs the lead back.
Great persistence by Kelfala on the boards. Never gave up. 4 fouls on Jacobs.
Peter Kelfala at the line tonight, 1 for 2. Airballed the first one, made the second. Again, a 73% free throw shooter on the season. What a superb second half for the senior on senior night here for the Bulldogs. And he makes it. Bulldogs back up on top, 45 seconds to go.
And they're staying in the zone. Let's see what kind of answer the Red Knights have.
44-43 Wilson. 35 seconds to go.
Folks, if you like thrilling games, just follow us. We've had them almost every night.
Technically, February doesn't start till Sunday, but it's felt like February the last couple of nights. Here's Weaver in traffic, collision, and a foul.
And that's going to be the 15th foul on Wilson. So Reading's going to go to the line with a chance to tie or lead.
I believe it's Jameer Jacob who's shooting it is. Foul was on McLean, his second. And again, over the limit. Both teams are over the limit here in the fourth.
Yeah, there's a 2-shot foul.
Jacob at the foul line for the first time tonight. 74% shooter on the year. 17.1 still left to play. First is good.
We have a tie. Timeout, Wilson.
Now, Matt Colgan will make him think about it a little bit and also talk about what he wants to do after it's over. The strategy is what do? You still have 1 timeout left for both sides after this timeout called by Wilson. 17.1 left to play in the ballgame. 44-44 is our score, with Jameer Jacob at the free throw line for Reading High after the timeout with 1 more foul shot coming his way. So that if you're Matt Colgan, you're talking about miss or make, here's what we want to do.
Well, it's clear. If it's a miss,
yeah,
they're going to play for 1 shot.
Correct.
They're going to and try to, just maybe shoot with about 3 seconds left. Maybe hope for an offensive rebound and don't give Reading a chance. But if Jacob makes the second and gives the Red Knights a lead, then the pressure's on the Bulldogs. They really got to look for their best shot. Doesn't matter when it comes.
17.1, which theoretically is a lot of time. Not necessarily against Reading's defense, because you know the Red Knights are going to come after you and force you to eat time off the clock.
But again, this game's being played in the 40s. Again, Wilson's pace. But Reading's defense, they've been so effective creating turnovers. Led by Cameron Jones. We'll see what happens here. Jacob still has his second shot. Either he has a chance to give the Red Knights the lead.
Junior at the free throw line. It is no good. Rebounded by Kelfala. Kelfala looking for someone to get the ball to. Finally gets it to Mercado with 10. Still not across half court. Now he is. With 5, Mercado for the win. No. Aking's good if it goes. It does not. And for the second night in a row, we are headed to overtime.
Unbelievable. Mercado, I thought the shot was going in from our angle. Aking's got the rebound, threw up a desperation shot. That didn't go. Buzzer sounds. Another overtime game, Bob.
Well, why don't we play a little bit more? When we come back to West Lawn, Wilson, Reading will play 4 more minutes of basketball, tied at 44. Back after this.
Hot, crispy, and fresh. When the craving for Redner's delicious fried chicken hits, you have to answer it. Made with the same classic recipe since the beginning, every piece is perfectly seasoned, golden brown, and cooked fresh daily. Order an 8-piece combo, a catering tray, or just a piece. It's a family favorite for lunch, dinner, or any gathering. Grab an easy meal solution that's big on flavor and value. Savory fried chicken from Redner's Markets. Fresh, convenient, and always satisfying.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Last night, after 32 minutes, it was Muhlenberg 42, Berks Catholic 42. Tonight, Wilson 44, Reading 44. We'll play 4 more.
We're so glad and so proud we could bring this game to you folks, either listening or watching at home. It's been a dandy 2 nights in a row here. It just gets better. We didn't think it could be top last night, but Wilson and Reading are trying to do just that.
I got to tell you, it was very interesting and amusing to me how many people coming into tonight's game were talking about watching last night's game. Now they're here tonight watching it, so hopefully a lot of people who were at Berks Catholic last night are watching us as well.
I'd imagine there are a lot of people, sports fans, watching this game.
I'd imagine Snip Esley says, why don't you play 3 or 4 more overtimes, because he's got Reading High tomorrow afternoon. Dump inside for Kelfala off the glass.
Great pass by Akings.
Peter Kelfala's big night continues. 18 for the senior. Wilson takes the first lead in overtime.
Staying in that 2-3 zone, that's been effective.
And here's a takeaway. Kelfala ends up with his hands on the basketball. 15th turnover of the night for the Red Knights. Kelfala, by the way, his career high was 22 in a non-leaguer against Abington in December. He's got 18 right now, and here's a takeaway by Weaver. Ahead of the pack, he'll lay it in, and we're tied again.
And Mercado with a lazy pass. Weaver turns it into a basket.
Second field goal of the night for Kalik Weaver, tied at 46. 3 minutes to go.
Again, an unlikely hero for the Red Knights, Kalik Weaver. We haven't seen much of him this season.
He's guarding Mercado. Kicks it out for Akings. Quiet night for Akings. Up and under, no good, but he draws the foul.
That's going to be on DeCastro. I think that's his 4th.
It is. That is DeCastro, and it is 4. Talk about a player that nobody can afford to lose. It would be Jocelyn DeCastro for Reading High.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Again, if you missed it earlier, Wesley Rosario not in uniform. He's on the bench for the Red Knights, but not playing in tonight's game. Terrell Akings at the free throw line, shooting 2. No good. 7 on the night for Akings. That's his first miss from the line. He's now 4 for 5. Bulldogs back up now by just 1 on the 1 out of 2 for Terrell Akings. 47-46 Wilson. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go, overtime. Castro, Jones, Merriweather, Weaver, and Jacob, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights.
If I'm Reading, I want to get the ball to DeCastro in the paint somewhere.
He's on the left side, Jones on the right side of that 2-3 zone defense for Wilson. Jones points to Castro up high. Going to use him as a screen right now. Kicks it to the corner. Merriweather, baseline for two, good.
Merriweather hadn't scored since the second quarter. Pretty jump shot.
Silky
One-hander,
smooth
floater.
from the 10th grader. Puts the Red Knights back up, 48-47. 2 minutes left to go. Mercado by Weaver to the rack. No good, but he's fouled.
Let's see who it's on.
No, it's
No,
Jacob
the
is
Castro
there.
was outside.
Jacob.
And that's his fourth. To take by Mercado.
So, again, the bonus situation continues into the overtime. So, the foul totals, whatever you had in the fourth quarter, rolls into overtime. So, both teams are in the double bonus for the rest. That is
that's
number 5 on Jacob.
Oh.
So, Jameer Jacob has fouled out of the game with 1:58 left to go.
Okay.
And it will put Nishar Mercado at the free throw line. Rick Perez will use the time to get another player on there as Jacob will come out with 3 points.
The one thing, too, to remember is each team gets an additional timeout in overtime. So Wilson has 2 timeouts left. Reading has 2 timeouts left.
And we apologize to Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob, who are prepared to do a scoreboard show, because as this game rolls on, hopefully we'll still get enough time for them, the guys, to have a scoreboard show, because I know there's a lot of other games going on in Berks County. And they do a great job of getting and gathering all the scores for you. You can always go to our Twitter handle of 830 Scores WEU. They'll get the scores for you there.
Bob, we could say this. Reading is playing with it. They need to win this so that sets up tomorrow's game, and a win tonight and tomorrow would give the Red Knights the inside track to the Division I title. That's what they're playing for. Wilson is playing for better positioning in county and district playoffs.
Shar Mercado at the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Makes the first of 2. Makes the second. It would put Wilson back up. 1:58 left on the clock. Second, no good. Long rebound gathered up by Weaver. We're tied again. 48 apiece. Red Knights in possession.
Wilson staying in that 2-3 zone. Again, has been very effective here in the second half.
Castro sets up shop at the top at the foul line. Glover right behind him. Stretching out that defense. DeCastro has it, gives it right back for Weaver with 90 seconds to play. Akey's got his hand on it. Jones picks it up, gives it for DeCastro. Gets a man up in the air. Ball is on the rim and it falls off. That would have been
an incredible
an
shot.
absolute circus by DeCastro, who's pretty calm, and even he can't help but smile.
Wow.
He is going to shoot 2. It was almost a 3-point play, and a spectacular one at that. Foul on McLean is his 3rd. So DeCastro back at the free throw line. Shooting 2. 12th time this season that Justin DeCastro has topped 20 points. And this is the 20th game of the year for the Red Knights. Back up by 1 is Reading High on the 2 for 2.
Bob, the moment never seems too big for Justin DeCastro. Here comes instant offense.
Bernardo Gonzalez, career high 10 points, will check in with the Bulldogs down 2 and 1:24 left to go. 50-48, Reading on top after the 2 for 2 for Justin DeCastro. And DeCastro got his hands on the inbounds, knocked away as Kelfala and DeCastro chased it to the corner. They say DeCastro touched it last.
Yeah, I was blocked out by the Reading bench, but everybody on the Reading bench thought it was the Red Knights' ball.
I think that's a given.
Yes.
Whether it was or whether it wasn't, they're going to say it was.
This is a tricky place for
yeah,
the Bulldogs.
It's a very difficult spot to inbound.
sideline.
Literally at the Reading bench. They'll get Raven Rubio back in now. And DeCastro out just to protect him. He's got 4 fouls.
See if they send Glover deep here.
Akings gets it to Glover in the front, right back to Akings. Reading High clears out. Akings pushes the ball. Akings from one end to the other, up off the glass. No. Glover and Jones fight for it. Loose. Glover. Timeout Wilson. Michael Glover with an incredible play.
Michael Glover.
It would have been an even better play, but unfortunately for Wilson, Matt Colger to call a timeout to save possession. Because Glover from his backside made a great pass in the paint, but the timeout had been called. So it stops play with 1:11 to go.
Bob,
Wilson has the ball, and they're down by 2.
How many times tonight have there been bodies on the floor after loose balls? It's
And
countless.
not 1 or 2.
No, multiple. And that was, again, Glover beat Cameron Jones and others to the basketball, and Matt Coldren got the timeout. Not a rule that you like.
I hate it.
You don't like the coaches.
I know.
I'm with you on that. The players should be able to call a timeout.
Every coach says I'm an idiot because they want to do just what Matt Coldren did. If Michael Glover wants to call the timeout, let him call the timeout. I just think that the players learn a lesson by learning to call the timeouts themselves. I just don't like it. If you're the defensive team, you've done your job. You forced him into a pickle, and now a coach can bail him out from 90 feet
and
away.
we saw Rick Perez do it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
When Jacob dove on the floor to get the ball, he called a quick timeout.
Correct. And again, the coaches like it when they get to call the timeout. Now, if I ask Rick Perez now, he'd probably say, well, no, I understand what you're saying. But when it goes against you. But when you want to call that timeout, they want it, and I get it. I understand they want to be able to control the game. I just think it's a teaching moment for the kids.
Bob, this is what great high school basketball we've seen these last 2 nights.
Yeah.
What a privilege to see this.
1:11 left to go. Wilson inbounds, down by 2. Swinging around, Gonzalez, Akings, Kelfala, Glover, and Mercado for Wilson on the floor. Bulldogs don't have to be in a hurry, and they usually aren't. Mercado goes the opposite of a screen, trying to force it to Glover. Poked away, taken away, Redding has it back.
Who tipped it? Cameron Jones.
Up ahead, off the glasses, Slaughter for 2. Red Knights get down the floor first, and they take a 4-point lead. And now they almost had a steal. Jones just ran out of real estate. DeJay Slaughter scores on one end, gives Reading a 4-point advantage at 52-48.
Just remember that. Not surprisingly, Cameron Jones tipped the ball, and I think Rubio might have got it and then found Slaughter.
So the Bulldogs now have to be in a hurry because they're down by 4. Akings for a long. Jones got a piece of it. It's well short. Into the hands of Kelfala, stripped out of his hands, and a foul. Peter Kelfala is going to shoot 2 in the bonus as Khalik Weaver gets called for the foul.
I have a feeling this is going to come down to Reading's ability to shoot free throws. You mentioned it. They're a good free throw shooting team. But first things first, Kelfala has to make these 2.
70% as a team are the Red Knights. With Kelfala shooting 2, first, no good. So it's right now a 4-point game. And I think the Red Knights are calling a timeout. They are.
Yes.
So Rick Perez wants to talk about what he wants to do regardless of what happens with Kelfala's second free throw. Because the Bulldogs can only get it to 3 if Kelfala makes the second. The 28.4 still remaining on the clock. 52-48 is our score. Each team with 1 timeout left. Bulldogs again back in action on Tuesday night at Muhlenberg. We'll have that one for you here on WEU. Reading High tomorrow afternoon at Berks Catholic, and then they'll finish up at home against Mifflin on Tuesday night.
So Kelfala has to make this free throw for Wilson, and then we'll see what happens. Each team with 1 timeout left. I mean, Wilson doesn't have a choice. No matter what happens here, they're going to have to foul Reading.
So Kelfala, who is right now 2 for 4 at the free throw line with another coming his way. Game high scoring for the Bulldogs for Kelfala with 18. DeCastro with 21 to lead the Red Knights. Second is Pure. 3-point game.
Let's see who they're going to foul. That's the big question. Oh.
And here's DeCastro on the open floor, and there's the foul.
Yeah, Jaden Lockhart couldn't wait. Once DeCastro got in the front court, he had a foul.
DeCastro was going to the rack otherwise, and he'll go to the rim, the foul line instead. And he'll shoot 2 more. 26 seconds left to go. DeCastro's intention now is to again make this a 2-possession game. First is good. 5 straight at the stripe for Justin DeCastro. Makes it a 4-point game again. Misses the second, so it's a 4-point difference, 53-49. Wilson has to score in a hurry. From the corner, Lockhart no good. Calfalo with the offensive putback. Timeout Bulldogs. 16.6 left to go. Peter Calfalo with yet another offensive rebound tonight. Pulls Wilson to within 2. 53-51. This is not over yet.
No, it isn't. Last timeout, though, for Matt Coldren and Wilson, so they have no more timeouts. Reading has won. Wilson needs a turnover, or they need to foul quickly.
16.6 left to go. And he did almost come up with a turnover in that last possession, but DeCastro, smart enough, strong enough to pull it away and ultimately force Wilson to foul him. DeCastro made 1 out of 2. Then the offensive rebound by Peter Calfalo. What a second half for Calfalo tonight. He had 2 points at halftime. He's got 19 in the second half.
Really, it's been him and Ronaldo Gonzalez in the second half for Wilson. I think the rest of the team has just 1 field goal.
Yeah, the rest of it's been foul shots made for the Bulldogs in terms of their point production. 53-51, 16.6 left to go in OT.
So Reading will take it out. Whoever takes it out can run the baseline. It came after a made free throw.
Jones, Merriweather, DeCastro, Weaver, Slaughter, the 5 on the floor for Reading High. By the way, that's 2 sophomores and a freshman. Galfala, Mercado, Akings, Glover, and McLean. That's Wilson's starting 5 out there right now,
and
playing defense.
I think the worst foul shooter on the floor for Reading is Cameron Jones at 64.5%.
Merriweather can run the baseline after the made shots. He gives it to Jones. He gives it to Weaver.
There
who
it
gets
is.
it deflected. It's loose. Merriweather picks it up. Trapped. Taken away by Mercado, but it's out of bounds. It's going to stay Reading basketball.
Ooh. Wow, Reading got lucky there. Wilson almost came up with a turnover.
10.3 left. Reading gets it. A little bit closer to half court now.
See if DeCastro breaks to the basket.
Merriweather all the way into the backcourt.
You can't wait much longer to foul.
Jones up ahead for Merriweather, and there's the foul. They will send Cameron Jones to the free throw line with 4.3 left to go.
That was more than 12 seconds ran off the clock. That is not optimal for Wilson.
Cameron Jones could put this on ice if he makes them both. It's a 2-point game right now with 4.3 left to play. And Wilson has no timeouts left. The first is good. 14 for Jones and looking to put it in Reading High's win column. Reading looking to make it 8 in a row in Berks Boys Division 1, and Jones makes them both. 55-51 Red Knights. Akings for 3. No good, and that will do it. The Reading Red Knights on the road in overtime defeat the Wilson Bulldogs. The final score, Reading 55, Wilson 51. We'll take a timeout back with our Pizza Como Temple postgame show right after this on WEEU in Reading.
Your house needs to handle those frigid temperatures all season long. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly every winter for the past 30 years. Plumbing, electric, and heating systems work extra hard while it's cold. So let Keith keep you comfortable.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing. You can't avoid the cold weather, but your home stays warm thanks to Keith. When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
What if you could have more Mike?
We had a calamity.
More Bob.
Am I going to remember this tomorrow?
More local voices.
You two really complement each other, and it makes for the great show.
And more of what you love in the morning.
Tell me more.
WEEU fans, we heard you loud and clear. So now you can hear Mornings with Mike from 6 to 10, followed by feedback from 10 to noon. More local voices, more conversation, and more of everything you love in the mornings. Right here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Welcome to the Pizza Coma Temple postgame show. Pizza Coma is a family-owned business going strong on a Fifth Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is the Yard, a virtual golf experience. Keep your game sharp all year round. If you love sports cars and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como in the Yard, 4600 Fifth Street Highway in Temple. Rich Garcella on the floor with our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, Cameron Jones. Winning coach Rick Perez. Rich, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. We're here with Reading High coach Rick Perez and Red Knights sophomore Cameron Jones after their hard-fought 55-51 win in overtime over Wilson. Cameron with 15 points. Can you describe how intense this game was?
It was intense, but we just stressed staying composed and staying together and staying at one level. And the coach just kept motivating us and bringing us love and keeping us all together as one, and we came out with the W.
You guys had an early 9-point lead. They came back. They had a lead briefly, but you guys responded. How important was the defense tonight?
It was super important. It's a game of runs, we stressed our POAs, winning defensive positioning, and we came out on top, and we did that.
You guys played without Wesley tonight. He's your second leading scorer. Did you want to win this for him, and how important was he giving advice on the bench?
Yeah, just show him I have his back, and we can next man up. Any man could be in a spot, or not be in a spot, but step up. And for him, the great leader that he is, and the motivation I take from him, it went a long way.
How much sleep are you going to get tonight before tomorrow's game at Berks Catholic?
I might get some good sleep after this one.
Cameron, thanks a lot. Congratulations. We'll see you down the road. Appreciate it. All right. Rick, how would you describe Cameron Jones and what he means to this team, especially tonight when you guys are playing without Wesley?
Well, that's the perfect, question. My mindset is nothing but family, community. This young man has been through so much, in building this community, from our KTV program, being active, just in so many different ways. And he tells that story through the way that he plays basketball. Everyone loves this young man. He's an inspiration to us all. And he's carrying on this tradition at a level, that will be passed on for many years beyond now.
You've told us that he's got to lead Berks County in deflections. Probably leads Berks County in steals, too. He had a big deflection tonight in overtime. You're up 2. Wilson's coming down. He deflects the pass. Khalid gets the ball, throws it down court to Tajay for the 4-point lead. Is that something that you're used to, and you guys are used to see him make a big defensive play?
Let me tell you something. I get to spend another 2 years with this young man, and hopefully a long season right now. He drives me crazy with some of the things that he does, but he's got all the leeway and he's got the green light to make those decisions because he's constantly playing with his heart, and he never makes selfish decisions. He makes them at a very high level and trying to do what's best for the team.
How do you think the other guys responded with Wesley watching from the bench, and what kind of help was Wesley giving his teammates from the bench?
Well, Wesley's going to be an outstanding coach one of these days, okay? Wesley is very smart. We really missed him on the floor today, but that's okay. He really forced us to come together in this huge environment, where this is going to help us leaps and bounds.
How important is sleep going to be tonight, knowing that you're playing at Berks Catholic, to stay alive in the division race tomorrow afternoon?
Well, I say it like this. I got my young man Kamani with me right now from the Olivet Boys and Girls Club.
Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
How about Kamani? Go Red Knights.
Go Red Knights all day.
It is there. It doesn't matter. We have endless energy for what we're playing for. So we'll enjoy this for the bus ride home, and then we'll refocus, on a great environment tomorrow.
How different is your team now than it was in December? You're 12-2 over your last 14 games. You've talked to Bob and I about it, but tell the people listening and watching how much growth have you seen from this group?
I think it comes down to their relentless faith, and that's something we have been talking about. Before, everything had to be tangible for them. They had to see the ball go in. They had to see, a win in order for them to believe in what was happening. But now they believe through the highs and the lows, and that's something we learned from Wilson. Very good, great coaching job by Coach Coldren. This year up until this point. But they, whether it's highs or lows, they're the same basketball team. And for us, we are starting to do that. Whether things are going higher, we are the same Red Knight basketball team.
Last question for me, because we're not going to see you until the Berks County playoffs. What are these county playoffs going to be like with the way like last night's game at Berks Catholic went, the way tonight's game here went?
Listen, I can't look that far down the line. Tomorrow's going to be insane. If I start thinking about playoffs, I'll be in the hospital that week, so I got to worry about tomorrow night. Mifflin's a great opponent. My son's senior night is coming up. There's a lot of things going on right now, so playoffs are not even in my purview at this point.
Rick, thanks so much. Congratulations on the great win. We'll see you down the road.
All right, thank you. Great job, everyone.
Big W for the Red Knights tonight, and it took them to overtime to get it, but they got it done 55-51. Our player of the game brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The Art Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the Art Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Could be a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner. The number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the Art Phils. Go to artphils.com/events for more information. And it is indeed Cameron Jones, 15 points, a ton of steals, and a presence on the floor. I don't even know if he came out of the game tonight. He might have played, if not 32 minutes, 36 minutes.
I think he played 36. I don't remember him
He might have been 35-30 if it wasn't 36 minutes. But Cameron Jones, our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game. We'll take one quick timeout, wrap things up, and see if we can get some scores from the boys back at the WE studios before 10 o'clock tonight, all when we come back after this on WEU in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the number one rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis. No matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back to our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show. Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by Celebrationville of Exeter. Celebrationville of Exeter offers a community and a community you love. If you want to find out more information, just reach out and have a conversation with Natalie. Celebrationville of Exeter. Be a part of their community. And our play of the game involved Cameron Jones on the defensive side. He got it started. It was a 2-point game in favor of Reading High. A deflection on one end, tipped it. Kalik Weaver picked it up, fed it up ahead to Dajay Slaughter, and Slaughter finished it off. Turned out to be a 4-point difference, and ultimately Reading High wins by 4 points, 55-51.
There were a lot of wonderful performances here tonight, all over the place. I mean, we didn't even Justin DeCastro had a monstrous game. And
another 20-point performance. It's his 12th time this year he's been at over 20 points, 22 for the night.
Yeah, Bob, that Reading won this game without Wesley Rosario speaks volumes about the Red Knights' resiliency and about their unity. Just an outstanding job. And then Wilson, you had just a great performance by Peter Calfala and Ronaldo Gonzalez. We can't leave the air without mentioning his contribution to the Red Knights, to the Bulldogs that really got them back in this game.
Yeah, Cavallo leads them with 21. Gonzalez with 10 off the bench. Real Akings with 8. And the Red Knights, again, win the ball game. They're now 15-5 on the year. They go to 8-2 in the division. Their reward is a trip to Berks Catholic, as we talked about, tomorrow afternoon. Again, the girls' game is scheduled for game 2 of 4, then the boys' JV game, and then the boys' varsity game, Reading and Berks Catholic tomorrow afternoon, scheduled for a 3:30 start.
So just remember this. Reading is in this race for the division championship. If Reading beats Berks Catholic and beats Governor Mifflin, the Red Knights are the Division I champions.
Bulldogs fall to 13-7 and now 7-4 in the division. They will have their fair share of more chances, including on Tuesday night at Muhlenberg, and we'll be there for that one. That'll be our next broadcast here on WEEU. By the way, not this has anything to do with it, but just throw it out there. WEEU, we just found this out yesterday. We will be carrying the Super Bowl next Sunday. So the sports continue here on WEEU as we put the cart way before the horse. This one is in the books, and the scoreboard show is coming your way next. Thanks to Drew Kaufman, the staff here at Wilson High School for the hospitality. Sean Tansky is our technical director. WE's Matt Nah back at the studio, keeping the show on the road for Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Reading Red Knights in overtime beat the Wilson Bulldogs 55-51. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob, and the scoreboard show for a full rundown of all the basketball in Berks County comes your way next.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Diefenbach Snacks, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Chick-fil-A, UECU, Overhead Door of Reading, Spots Insurance, Coon Funeral Home, Susan McFadden of Keller Williams Platinum Realty, Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf.